This sports broadcast proudly brought to you by your locally owned Telstra stores at Kings.
Was Callan Daly. So strongly built midfielder forward, Callan Daly. He's been one of their, in fact, their second goal kicker, highest goal kicker of the year, Glenorchy Callan Daly with 19. So Adam Roberts, he's going to come in. 40 metres out, 30 metres as he kicks it. He's kicked it. They're away, Glenorchy. First goal against the breeze. So it's a good result for the Pies. They're 1 goal straight 6, leading Launceston 0-1. Good transition, Max.
Yeah, it was. I was probably not focused too much on the play there. I was watching Jack Ruston behind play. It took him until the guy kicked the ball, which was a good couple of minutes from when he got that handball away at the other end of the ground. He was on all fours for probably a minute and a half there. But, yeah, a little bit sore. Might have copped one a little bit low by the look of it, and he's moving a bit more freely now.
Back in the middle, great transition there, as Macca said, from Glenorchy. Callan Daly was instrumental.
Bowden's moved into that forward position now, so started on a wing. He's now playing as a centre-half forward against Harper.
Not such a great bounce this time from the umpire, as the clouds are coming in from the west, forming a bank of the back of the hills here at Windsor Park. You probably see on the live stream. Ball to the front. Duffy lays a tackle on Auckland. Secondary ball up. 1 goal straight, 6 Glenorchy. Launceston 1 behind 1 point. Listen to City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5. Thanks to our sponsors, Telstra Stores, Quadrant Mall and Kings Meadows. As Paul Freeman tries to win a possession, still on the ground. Jamison House lays a tackle. Ball is, yes, it's holding the ball. And his House is rewarded for that tackle.
Casey Brown starting as a deep forward, Max. He made his name last year as a defender, but he's starting forward, looking for that defensive pressure, I reckon, as a forward pocket.
And we know that he can apply it too, can't he?
Yeah, good split.
Yep.
Short pass to Harper. He might launch long, and he does.
Brown.
Into the forward line, looking for Casey Brown. He can't take it. Playing up forward. Snap for goal by Thorpe. It's a good one. Round the corner. First goal for the Blues. Lively start for Mitch Thorpe, the leading goal kicker in the TSL. That's goal number 61. And it's Launceston 1-1-7. Glenorchy 1 goal straight 6.
Yeah, we said, Max, it was interesting. He's playing a lot higher, isn't he? He's 45 metres out from goal at the moment, and they're playing other two forwards in Leadham and Brown. So a different role. Is that? Do you reckon because Riley's out today, they want a bit more presence across that half forward line?
Could be. Probably the big question around playing him up the ground a bit more. If the guy's going to run off him, he's going to have to be really conscious of that.
So, really good start here for both sides. Launceston 1-1-7, Glenorchy 1 straight 6. Second spot on the ladder, up for grabs. You heard all those possibilities from Dave earlier on. We'll run you through those as the other game results come to hand. This is House out of the middle. Here's Casey Brown. Oh, it's a tap on over to Thorpe. Grant gets in front of him, though. Coming through his Arnold. Taken well. In fact, it's Gunther. He comes out through the pack. Pressure on. Here's Ruston. He's up and about now, Max. Good for him. Rundle taking through. Scrubby forward pass here, about 30 metres in front of Launceston's goal. They're going in hard both sides. Bustling in. It's going to be a ball up as Rundle goes through the pack. Umpire circles. Says, give it to me, 30 metres out. Jamison House, one of those players you probably haven't seen for a few weeks, Maxie, but he's improved. Been one of the best for the last 2 or 3 weeks here when he's played home at Windsor Park. So ball up, Duffy, good tap, Leadham. Comes down the front, Polframan, over to Hines. Left side, tucked in the pocket. Hasn't brought it back enough. In fact, it's just snuck in for a point as the goal umpire had a little discussion with the boundary and said, I'll pat my chest, and that's 1 behind to Launceston. Daniel Joseph, but in terrific form. Goes short and finds the Glenorchy play there in Stevenson off half back. Goes wide. Is that Grant there? I don't think it is. It's a long way away, Dave. Half back there for Glenorchy. Comes down the line looking for Duff. It could be out of bounds, and it is. The umpire says free kick Launceston. Alec Wright, the inclusion, is going to take the free kick.
Alec Wright played a lot of senior footy last year, not so much this year. He's only a young man, I think 17 years of age.
Was big Connor Salter before, so he's playing back as well. Normally plays forward.
Mark taken by Daniel Joseph in back pocket. But the free kick was paid to Gunther. Pushing the back, and the blue boots. Far side of the ground goes short. Finds Johnny Geard. Geard wheels off now. Gets a handball back now to Joseph. As it's Gunther. Gunther kicks up the wing, taken here by Tyrrell in the short sleeves today. Another mark taken there by Gunther. 3 possessions in about a minute. Still in that half-back flank for Glenorchy for our radio listeners. He thinks about the switch, then goes up the line in front of the interchange benches. Rollers in front. Kelly Mansell can't take it. It's off hands. Near the boundary line there is Parker for Glenorchy. Finally goes over the line. Boundary throw-in. It's 1-2-8. Launceston Glenorchy 1 goal straight 6. We'll have reports during the quarter breaks today from the other venues. We've got Ryan Rosendale at Belrive and Anthony Osborne at Lauderdale. And we'll cut across in the last quarter if there's exciting finishes there as well. To get all the action today in the TSL. Exciting last round. Picked up by Jackson Spins. Gets a kick away only as far as Callan Daly, who takes the mark in the centre of Windsor Park.
Daly looks to switch the ball and does. Comes right over the other side here to Arnold. One of those more experienced players. That's Josh Arnold. Comes out further here to Salter. So Connor Salter. Big unit. Goes down the line. It's a 1-on-3. Daly can't get it. It's going to be a free kick and it's going to go to Joey Boyce. So not a great kick there. Callan Daly was right up against 3 Launceston players. Boyce down the line finds Tyrrell. No, yes it is Tyrrell.
Dakin.
It is Dakin. So Dakin, good to see him back in the side the last couple of weeks. The youngster, 17-year-old, goes long and deep looking for Thorpe. Hines can't get it. Here's Jake Smith, clever handball. Hines again, tuck left side. This one's gone out of bounds on the full. Just getting caught on the left foot in that pocket. There's definitely a breeze. 4 to 5 goals, Craig Boone said. So Glenorchy be happy with the start. A few inside 50s grooves. What are we looking at? 5 to 1. So it's a definite wind going down towards the city end here at Windsor Park. They come out. Glenorchy looking for Duffy. Well taken though by the youngster in Auckland. So Auckland 60 metres out from goal. Looking. He sees Thorpe. He sees a little bit of movement in shorter from Brown. Goes over the top. And it's a good mark there in defence by Glenorchy. So that's Gunther again. Gunther switches wide out to that other pocket there. And this has gone to Will Aitken. It's gone out of bounds.
You've seen a bit of Gunther, Macca. He's moved to defence this year.
Yeah, Gunther came through the Mariners sort of as a late bloomer and played as a half forward. Had some really good games in the Mariners and as an overager. And look, this time last year he was definitely on a radar, and then he's moved back and had a pretty good season by all reports. As
the tap throw in falls a bit short. Harper is chicken wing there over on the far side. He might be penalised. He is. Couldn't get away a disposal. And the Prince, Jay Bowden, will take it. In the back pocket, there's a lot of play over there so far. Rain is fairly imminent here at Windsor Park. Get some AFL from Macca in a second. As Bowden goes up the line here. Big pack forms. Great mark in front by Harry Parker, not paid. Wright's there. So is Auckland. Quick kick out of congestion might have been Rundle to half forward. Mark taken there by Chris McKnight, the number 41. New player, I haven't seen him before. Switches the ball nicely to Josh Arnold. And they might be away here, the Pies. Over the top now to Bank Smith. The ball hangs in the air, allows Hines to get there. Handball nicely to Boyce. Over the top, back to Hines. He's got a kick in a hurry. He does. Out of bounds on the full.
They're putting pressure on Hines, not letting him get free play there, Max. We know that when he has time and space, he can be deadly. But at the moment, he's kicked 2 out of bounds on the full and 1 nearly.
Good start from the Power, Macca.
Yeah, it's a good start for the Power. They've kicked 4 goals straight, 24. Collingwood 2-2-14.
So marks taken by Hines. He's had a fair bit of it so far. He's having a good back half of this season.
Definitely.
He needs to move the ball a bit quicker. They're kicking with a breeze here. Look, he's taken 15, 20 seconds just to get back to have his kick.
He kicked it there.
Dakin. It's intercepted there by Mott. Can't take the mark. As it's going to be another ball up. Miller Hodges in there, I think. Be another ball up. Of course, the other game this afternoon is not underway yet. The Cats versus Fremantle.
Cats and Fremantle. So the Cats are still holding on to a faint hope, aren't they? The finals. They've got a better couple of weeks coming there. Maxie's Tigers, they're well and truly on top, Max. You'd have been pleased with them last night.
Good game.
Oh, there's a late tackle, free kick.
Yep.
Over the line. It was a Braden Webb tackle on Polframan. It's going to be a free kick, Polframan. Probably didn't need to do it. He just held off a little bit, did Braden Webb, but just went a little bit too far. It's going to be a free kick to Brodie Polframan. Tucked right around on the boundary, centre wing. They're just not getting the ball to the attacking side of the ground, Launceston. Leadham flies forward. Glenorchy just bottling it up here in this first quarter as they try to defend with this strong breeze going Launceston's way down towards the city end.
Hamish Leadham took a big screamer last week at the Twin Ovals.
Inside 50s continue to be 8-1. Clearances for Neil Launceston's way. So Launceston well on top. They want to put some scoreboard pressure on. Only goal goes to Mitch Thorpe. Lead him down the front. Taken here by Braden Webb. Comes out looking for, but can't find his teammate because it's taken again by Auckland. Second strong mark, the youngster. They've got to get into that centre corridor. They can't do so at the moment. Harper, he flies. He's pushed forward because that's where Joe Bowden's ended up. And Joby Harper takes the mark. 45, nearly 40. He'll kick from outside 50. And Joby Harper is going to try and kick Launceston's second. What have you noticed, Foz?
Where's he going to have to aim this one, Macca?
Well, right post, Maxwell.
Yep, absolutely.
Right goal post.
Breeze across him.
Joby Harper breaks the 50 now. Doesn't get it great, but it's good. It's a punchy one. And it goes through, and he puts the finger up to his big harps. Playing at centre half back. Always good to sneak one forward. And it was a... Glenorchy just could not get the ball out of their defensive 50. They kept kicking it to, first of all, Hines, and then to the other big fella in Auckland. And it was Joby Harper who took the third mark and kicked Launceston's second goal.
Big Timmy Auckland started well, Maxie.
He certainly has, Dave. We haven't seen him since school footy a couple of years ago play, and obviously he had that stint earlier in the year over in South Australia with their the Crows reserve side, but been impressed with him today.
Bit of wind hour effects, Mike, as the bounce down is just going to be inside the big of the centre circle, so it's play on. Second inside 50 now for Glenorchy, up towards Parker, falls to Webb, right in front of goal. He gets tackled beautifully. Tackle. It might be penalised, doesn't matter. It's going to be a Launceston ball. Savage, what a great tackle there from Savage. That was almost a certain goal coming up for Glenorchy. Back now to Rulla Kelly Mansell, weaves his way through traffic, but got to get rid of it. To Harper now, who steadies things down back to Tyrrell. His kick's a good one in the end. It's going to find Wright over on the far side. Alec Wright in the long sleeves takes it. Penetrating kick up the wing. It clears all players. It's a foot race on now. Stevenson's in there. It goes all the way up towards half forward. Chance now for Lead and picks it up beautifully, the big fella. Handballs forward to the ball. Thorpe in a race for possession. Up there against Josh Grant. Thorpe still in there. Lays a tackle. It's right on the far side. Very dark here at Windsor Park. And what a quick transition from just the effect of the wind there, Maxie. Yeah. That kick.
Chris Savage, how good was that?
It was, yeah. And the impressive bit about that with Mitch Thorpe, the contest that he made down there, once or twice, a couple of efforts, didn't stop, so that was good.
It's back in the Blues forward line. A lot of players in that congestion. Chance here for Gunther. His little handball's not effective. He might get a free kick here for pushing the back against Jared Dakin. And Gunther, this would be about his fifth or sixth possession already in this game. Goes short, finds Daniel Joseph. Returns to the TSL this year. Goes up the wing, not a great kick. Hines, another possession. 2 kicks out from goal. Will he go short or will he go long? Let's see. He decides to go short. Sweeping little kick towards Rundle. Intercepted though nicely by Glenorchy. And they're off. That was James Webb. Kicks up towards a half forward there. Looking for Clinton French, who's been quiet so far. Mark taken by Van der Velde. Releases the handball to Savage.
Savage comes back inboard. That 45 kick, what they love to do. We'll look at the uncontested marks. Launceston at quarter time, because that's their telltale sign. If they get to control the footy, Launceston, they're very hard to beat, especially here at Windsor Park. The long kick just travels 70 metres, but it's taken by Joe Bolden. Half back, gets it across to Grant. Grant sizes things up, comes out here on the far side of the ground to Daly. Daly looks up over the top to Webb. Oh, he's met front on. He probably should have taken the mark in the end as Webb. The former state captain comes back inboard, Need on the left foot. Finds his teammate, goes inside 50 over the top. Clinton French, the returning player, tries to fly against Savage. Who can come back? Here's the big Dutchman in Van der Velde. Can't be taken. James Webb, left foot, Crumb. Goal, James Webb. Glenorchy. They liked that one over the top, and they did 3 kicks over the top. Good contest for Clinton French, but it was a James Webb goal. And Glenorchy, they get him over the top. 2 goals straight, 12. Launceston 2-2-14, Max.
Poor play by Van der Velde then. Bent down to pick the ball up and listened to the voices of the Glenorchy blokes and just handballed out in front of them, ran onto it, goal. 3 inside 50s for 2 goals, Maxie. It's a good efficiency from the Pies into the breeze.
I feel that this rain's just coming over us like a little blanket here, Foz. It's coming down the river. It's gone up in the hills there out towards Westbury Way.
It's
I reckon it's just enveloping us at the moment.
It's on the radar. It's coming.
Okay, so Launceston, if they can get another couple of goals with this breeze, Glenorchy could have their second quarter with the breeze with the rain also, which makes it a little bit harder for the Pies.
Here's Leadham up against Duffy. Duffy wins a tip out to Pigeon Webb over the top to James Webb. Releases the handball to the wing. Possession not taken there by Bank Smith, so it's now the Blues' chance to sweep it away. Bank Smith does well, second effort. Still in there. Tackled. And illegally, is it? Might have been a high tackle over there on the far side. And Glenorchy will take the free kick. Kick inside 50, contested ball. Harry Parker's there. Gets one hand to it. Falls to Taylor, to Wright. It's in the pocket. Wright's releasing handball to Jamison House. Turns, kicks long down the wing. Contested ball. Thorpe up against 2. It's knocked away from him well by Josh Grant. Out of bounds, right in front of the interchange benches there.
You can already see the difference in their style of play. Glenorchy, every time they've got it, they've moved it quickly, whereas Launceston just happy to hold back and slow it right down, even with this breeze, which is a bit strange.
There's umbrellas up on the other side, so rain is not far away at all. Ball falls to the wing, kicked off the ground, Launceston's way. In pursuit there is Chase Jones, low to the ground, takes it nicely. Beautiful kick, could find a teammate just out in front though. And falls away there from Casey Brown in the forward line, out of bounds. Boundary throw in about 30 metres around from Launceston's goal.
Chase Jones probably didn't realise how much room he had then. He could have straightened himself up and actually cut the 50 and probably had a shot at him because he didn't need to go that wide. As the wind and the rain comes in, Foz. He's the captain of the commentary team. He's burrowed away. What are you doing, Foz? You're after a jacket. Keep everything nice and dry as the rain hopefully doesn't come in sideways. Going to cover things up here as I grab my can so it doesn't knock it over. Meanwhile, Launceston have a shot for goal as the goalposts start to shake in the rain, and that's a point for Launceston. So they move along to 2-3-15. Glenorchy 2 goals straight, 12. As the rain comes down now, not a great kicking. Glenorchy have struggled with that kick today, and this one's been taken by Rushton. So Rushton's taken the mark, 30 metres out from goal. Look at the goal posts at that end, Max. They are shaking.
They're not the old timber ones anymore, Mac. A little bit of
giving them
tubular steel, very lightweight.
Here we go, Rushton. This will be an important kick. Launceston, if they can get one in these conditions, and they have. So the goals are there to be had, and Rushton kicks one after an error from the Glenorchy defender, and that's Jack Rushton. As the rain is literally coming in straight at us. Everything's getting wet. Groobs' pens are starting to just flow. I hope you're using a non-water-based one, Groobs, as the water comes in here as we all take stock. Not a great day here now. How long's it here for, Foz? How long's this rain here for?
A little while. Just getting things covered here so we can continue our broadcast.
So as we talked, that was a good goal. Jack Rushton in the conditions, really important for Launceston. Leadham goes up, can't take it. James Webb taken in a tackle, and high, the umpire says. Leadham not really impressed with the call, but the umpire said that is a free kick right in the centre circle to James Webb. So James Webb, he just takes stock, a bit like the boys have. They've all rushed. The pen ink is flowing with the water. Groobs, I hope you can keep up with it. That's not a great kick into the breeze. Right. He looks for Daly. Can't find him. Joe Bowden has to duck back. He puts the pressure on Auckland. Comes forward. Could have been thrown there by Harper. Play on. Joe Bowden. Excellent smother there from Boyce. Ball comes out the back. Daniel Joseph will go left side. Comes down the line looking for Parker. Can't find him. Out of bounds just in front of us here. Central commentary position. And that was Harry Parker, and Vandervelde comes over the top. 3-3-21 Launceston. Glenorchy 2 goals straight, 12. Fighting for second spot here. Launceston have to win by 50 points or more to secure that second position. So there's a lot on the line. Conditions aren't great. Hopefully not here for long, because the first start of the game was excellent. Oh, as it comes straight at us, and the boundary umpire throws it, and the ball actually goes with the wind 20 metres towards Launceston's goal. And it's a real ruck and maul stuff here. The Wallabies are playing tonight, Max, against the All Blacks. This game's going to end up a little bit like it, isn't it?
My word, it is. Certainly, the wind's changed around a little bit. It's blowing straight to the east now, whereas before I'm fairly certain it was straight up and down the ground.
He's the captain of the commentary team. He's under immense pressure. He's ducking for cover. He's putting the computers under the tables. Dave, are you right to go?
Yep, I'm right to go. Boundary throw in. As you've got our trusty City Park radio jacket over our gear here, so it's keeping it nice and dry. But it's the worst case scenario for us here, just underneath the balcony, and the wind direction is blowing the rain right at us. Simon's doing a good job on the camera there, as it's in the forward pocket now for Launceston. Over the top to Josh Grant, little handball away. Still in the half-forward line for Launceston, left half-forward flank. Not much to call at the moment. There's a lot of players trying to take possession. It's a slippery piece of soap. It's 3-3-21, Launceston, Glenorchy, 2 goals straight, 12. So they lead by 9 points. Probably not enough with this strong breeze at the moment. So ball up. Don't forget tonight we'll be at the KFM Fitness for all the excitement of the live, or the big screen of the Tornadoes stream against Bendigo in the grand final. We'll have a live commentary too from the Melbourne Basketball Centre of the Seabull Grand Final for the women. And good luck to the Tornadoes and the Chargers this evening as they compete in the Seabull finals. Boundary throw in. Haven't had a meaningful possession now for a minute or so. As now it's a chance for Auckland. He can't pick it up. Half forward flank. Left half forward flank for the Blues. Been playing about 20 minutes in this first quarter. It's another negative passage of play. Mac, I'll hand it back to you because nothing's happened while I've been on the commentary stint.
Magpies by 7 at the MCG, Foz. They're up against Port Adelaide, and Geelong and Fremantle are 1-1 apiece down at the Cattery. Ball up. Umpires in tough conditions today too. Auckland, good tap. Jake Smith, left foot snap. Goes up and meets the 50. Nearly Bowden there. Or Mitch Thorpe tries to kick it out of the air. Does so. Over to Rundle. Tapped back by the Glenorchy defender. Here's Bowden, clean in the wet. Comes forward. They're just lining up though. Tim Auckland led. Can't take that one. Here's Daly. Says the don't argue. Snaps it forward. Does the little fella. Over to Taylor. Here's Ruller Kelly Mansell left side. Sells a little bit of candy. Does Ruller. Nice long penetrating kick. But it's all Glenorchy. Oh, Joe Bowden. All he had to do was take a chest mark. He didn't really know who was coming from behind. It was his teammate Joseph. They've mucked it up of the Glenorchy Magpies. And the umpire calls a free kick. Pushing the back. So it's going to be a free kick to Glenorchy. That saved their bacon down there. And it's going to be taken by the big fella in the back there. That's Daniel Joseph left side. Comes out looking for Duffy, who's had his colours lowered already by the youngster in Auckland. A metre from the boundary line. Forward pocket near the Glenorchy change rooms. Not much happening at the moment. It's going to be a real tussle. Pulfreman. No, the umpire calls it out of bounds. Right in front of the Glenorchy change rooms. The score, Dave?
3-3-21 Launceston, Glenorchy, 2 goals straight, 12.
As the scoreboard's under the table, that's why I'd asked for it under there. You're listening to City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5, bringing you all the local sport in the good conditions and the bad. And today isn't great, but the rain might have just, or the wind, something stopped a little bit because I'm not getting as wet as I was.
Yep.
Boundary throw in front of the change rooms here near the Tamer Centre, Medical Centre. Auckland doing really well against Duffy. Comes down the front. Camerick can't get his kick away. They're tackling hard and they're tackling well. Launceston Football Club. Just outside 50. Harper comes barreling through. Does big Harps. It's going to be another ball up, Dave. Right, just outside 50. Launceston into the ground.
Do you want me to have a go, Macca?
You have a go. What have we ticked over? 23, nearly 24 minutes gone. This round 21 TSL clash.
Early days. The Tigers are in front of the Roos, 4 goals straight, 24 to 3 goals straight, 18, and a big start for North Launceston, although we must hasten to add there could be a breeze down there. North Launceston 33 to Lauderdale 2 as Callan Daly kicks it up the wing, looking for Bailey Bester. Over the back here is Chris Savage, good first quarter.
Got to stick that one, don't you, Max?
Leans back on a funny old Torp. Still on the wing now for Launceston. Not long to go in this first quarter. John Geard kicks it out of congestion. Brendan Taylor's under it. He couldn't take the mark. Swirling breeze. Knocked out of the pack there towards Rundle. Auckland has done some hard work. Gets it to Hodge. Handball smothered. Goes after again. Does Miller Hodge. He's bustled out of it by Bester. And it's going to be another ball up, I suspect, here right in front of us in the commentary position. So we've been playing 24 and a half minutes. It's 3-3-21 Launceston. 2 goals straight Glenorchy. And what now is a slippery Windsor Park. Umpire Tom McEntee throws the ball up. Auckland to Rundle. He's tackled immediately. Releases a handball. Chance for Daniel Joseph. He's tackled heavily. Spills to Boyce. They're just going to kick it forward now under these conditions. Not a great one as it goes towards the boundary line. Casey Brown there. Good body work there from Josh Arnold. Casey Brown does well. Releases it. Drags it back in. Could be in trouble. Out of bounds. Left half forward. Have they done enough this quarter, Macca?
Oh, look, I think in the conditions, I think the way they're playing is impressive. They've tackled well. They've got the ball inside 50, but it's going to be a real battle in this second quarter. Probably doesn't spell well for Glenorchy with this just in the conditions, Max.
Yeah, it'll certainly slow their play of just attack to date down a bit, I think, Macca. Absolutely.
But they've done well, Glenorchy, kicking those 2 goals. So goals can be kicked at the other end of the ground. Comes down here, Auckland. Geez, he's had a good first quarter, the boy. This one's just landed inside the boundary, gone out of bounds, left forward pocket, just in front of Mitch Thorpe.
Inside 50's 15-4. Launceston's way clearance is 8-5.
I'd just love to see a few of the small guys around Auckland. He's winning the ball, but he's, by his own accord, I would suspect that he'd say, I'm not a real good kick.
Yeah.
And he's probably had 7 or 8 kicks where there should have been someone around him to hand off to.
Just getting stuck in this forward pocket a little bit too, Launceston at the moment. You'd like to see him square it up to the top of the square a little bit more if they can, but of course conditions mightn't allow. House goes in hard for Launceston. Ball up, the umpire says. So 26 and a half minutes gone. First quarter here. Launceston fighting for second spot. They've got to win by 50. And the other results as well. Clarence struggling at the moment against the Tigers down at the Twin Ovals. And North Launceston, as I said, Max, just too much class, North Launceston, when you look at their team on paper. They're 30 points up against Lauderdale down at Lauderdale.
Doesn't happen very often.
No, they don't get beat too often at all. Ball comes here, 50-metre line. Josh Arnold can't get it out. Ball flicks out now. A lot of that today just comes out from nowhere. Scrubby kick forward by Glenorchy. Here's Auckland again. They just keep kicking in the footy. The ball goes out of bounds in front of Auckland.
Actually, 7 goals up towards the end of the quarter.
Yeah, okay, 45-2.
Mm.
And still the Tigers by an even 6 points.
Just correct you, Mac. That one's at Blunston.
Sorry, it is 2. So it's a good start from the Tigers. That'll be the end of their season. They've struggled a little bit, haven't they? They've won a couple of games, but and a couple of upsets as well. Though, of course, they beat Launceston a few weeks back. Jay Bowden snaps it forward, but it only goes as far as Rundle. Rundle slips as he kicks. Comes down the front here, Daniel Joseph. He slips as well. Ethan Jackson back into the side this week. Can't take it. Josh Arnold burrows through. Here comes Daniel Joseph. Had a lot of possessions, but not as damaging as he once was in this game because of the conditions. Vandervelde looks for the boundary line and puts it over Wallaby style for a try. It's going to be a ball up right in front of our central commentary position here. Launceston 3-3-21. Glenorchy 2 goals straight 12. 28 minutes gone. First quarter. Duffy had his colours lowered by Auckland. The winds died down and the rain has stopped. This boundary throw-in last time went with the wind. This one has just gone beautifully towards Duffy. Nice ruck work. Looks for Webb. Can't find him. Camerick over the top. What's the umpire called here? Too high. And the free kick's going to go to Ben Camerick. So Ben Camerick out just inside the centre square. Goes long. Oh, Clinton French has found a bit of space, but he slips as he tries to take it. Can't get there. Good tackle, Glenorchy, there by Bailey Bester. Taylor, handball, Scrubby, Polframan, good sidestep to Rundle. Got to get rid of it quick. He's beset upon. Here's Camerick, but they're playing that goalkeeper role well of the Launceston defenders. This time it's Chase Jones. He's going to barrel it out. Oh, he's got onto that one. Well outside 50. It's going to go Rushton's way. They push it forward to Rushton. He's on the bounce. He's going to hit this hard as Rushton. They go hit together like two cars in a collision. And he gets up to Rushton. That's his second big hit today. There is Daniel Joseph inside 50. Well done, Alec Wright. Came in today, late inclusion for Thomas Mundy. Camerick, good tackle just outside the 50 line for Glenorchy. Umpire's circling. It's going to keep coming out though. Chase Jones, quick kick. He's ragdolled. Out the back, Polframan, another snap. It's getting very dark too. We probably need to turn the lights on as both teams have got those dark colours. It's really hard to see. Here's Daniel Joseph again, left foot. And it's Raleigh Kelly Mansell this time playing that goalkeeper role, and he takes the mark just inside defensive 50.
And there's a siren at quarter time, and sort of deteriorated a little bit in standard in that last 10 minutes as the rain came in here at Windsor Park. But at quarter time, it's 3-3-21 Launceston. Glenorchy 2 goals straight 12. And the goal kickers to quarter time for the Blues. We have Rushton, also Harper and Thorpe. And for Glenorchy, the 2 goal kickers there were Adam Roberts and also James Webb. We're going to get back for some messages pretty quickly because we've got to get round the grounds at quarter time to see what's happening elsewhere. So we'll go now for some messages from City Park Radio.
Hi there, Andrew Dawes.
A report on a very interesting first quarter between North Launceston and Lauderdale. G'day, Anthony.
G'day, Dave. Yeah, down here at Lauderdale, nice and sunny, but a bit of a breeze, and North Launceston have made the most of that breeze early on, leading 7-4-46 to 2 behinds at the first break. It's been all North Launceston. Bart McCulloch proving to be a bit of a handful inside 50. He has 2 goals, 2. Badcock's Goodyear with 2 as well. Josh Ponting's been absolutely everywhere, and the visitors are right on top.
Wow, and so Lauderdale have gone in with high expectations. Of course, we need to wait till half-time to see how Lauderdale respond with that breeze, but certainly North Launceston made a statement.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there is a breeze here. I don't know if it's quite a 7-goal breeze, to be fair, Dave, but Lauderdale obviously will go into this next quarter hoping to make the most of it. Of course, needing to get a win and other results to go their way to find a spot in the top 3.
Cheers, Anthony. We'll talk to you again at half-time.
No worries at all. Thanks, mate.
That's Anthony Osborne there with a big lead so far to North Launceston in that important clash at Lauderdale. Between North Launceston and Lauderdale, 7-goal lead in the first quarter. Some of the stats to quarter time. If we look at hit-outs, it's at 12 hit-outs apiece. Clearances 8-7 Launceston's way. Inside 50s 15-5. So Launceston with a breeze that quarter. Obviously winning most of those inside 50s, and they probably didn't take full toll on the scoreboard. Marks inside 50, only 3 for the quarter. 2 to Launceston, 1 to Glenorchy. Shots on goal 6-2. Launceston's way, and free kicks 8-4. Glenorchy's way. Thanks to Dave Gruber there for the stats. We're now getting down to Ryan Rosendale, who's at Bellreeve, and the big game between the Tigers and Clarence. And Ryan, the Tigers have started well.
Yeah, Dave, it's been a pretty close affair so far. Clarence are leading at quarter time, 6-1-37 to the Tigers, 5-0-30. Okay,
so a high-scoring first quarter must be very entertaining.
Yeah, it was pretty early, probably a couple of late goals in time on, probably cost the Tigers. They had a lot of the ball in that first quarter. They just probably a bit of class from Weberley. Weberley's been really good early, so probably a bit of class from guys like Weberley and Jason Bailey and the ruck have really put Clarence up early. And
a couple of major goal kickers for both teams, mate?
Yeah, mate. Clarence, we've got all singles to Keegan Wiley, Jeremy Weberley, Trent Stanton, Ryan Bailey, Jason Bailey and Alex Silva. And for the Tigers, we've got 3 goals to Tyler Carter, 1 to Luke Graham and 1 to Will Campbell.
And that quarter time score again?
Quarter time score is Clarence 6-1-37, leading the Tigers 5-0-30.
Thanks, Ryan. We'll talk to you again at half-time.
Thanks, Dave.
That's Ryan Rosendale there at Bellreeve. So there's our 2 reports. So if we look at a bit of a live ladder on that one, Macca, at the moment, it would be Launceston would be in 3rd spot, Glenorchy in 2nd spot. I think Lauderdale would be in 5th spot and Clarence in 4th spot. So that's our live ladder at the moment. You got some individual stats?
Yeah, just some individual stats and team stats. They're just an interesting one. Intercept marks. Launceston had 7 intercept marks to the opposition 4. I was pretty happy with Glenorchy. I reckon they'd be pretty happy with their first quarter, Max, with the pressure they were able to put on. They, in fact, out-tackled the opposition 35-21 and had more uncontested marks. As I said, intercept marks, just that inability to get it past the big fella in Auckland. Individual possession winners, Jake Hines had 6. Pulfreman had 5. Auckland had 6, so that's good for him. And also Chase Jones had 4 with 2 clearances. And Pulfreman 3 clearances as well, the major stats winners for Lonnie.
Max, we haven't heard from Matt Chet. Been a pretty packed quarter time, so let me hear your thoughts on the game.
Yeah, look, it was interesting that what Matthew said then about Jake Hines being the leading possession getter of 6. Like, he just seems to, I don't know, he's one of those guys who has a lot of time, but sometimes I think he thinks he's got more time than he's got, and he must be very frustrating to watch and coach, because sitting back here, I'm thinking he can do more, but you look at the stats and he's got it 6 times and 2 on the full, a point that potentially he should have kicked. He did have a bit of time and space to kick that one, so I think he just needs to be a bit more aggressive, and instead of, it looks like he's in slow motion where he's not, but in this second quarter, it'll be interesting to see where Casey Brown goes. They put him forward in that quarter for what we thought was some forward pressure in the deep forward, but I suspect he may go to the same end of the ground again and go back to his normal. No, he's coming forward again, okay. So that's interesting. But Auckland was really impressive. I'd like to see a few of the smaller guys get around him a bit more.
Getting down now to a very wet and cold Craig Boone on the boundary. G'day, Booney.
G'day, Dave. It's a boundary rider's delight down here at the moment, but no, it's actually clearing at the moment. The wind's dropped away, rain's clearing up, so it's not too bad as we speak. I went to the Glenorchy huddle at quarter time, and just the messages there from Paul Kennedy, where he's very happy with their effective tackles in that quarter, and they held firm, particularly Launceston having the breeze. He said, given it's now wet weather footy, they need to play simple and play smart. He's really keen on them keeping the ball alive once they've got it in the forward line. He said Launceston like to look for those marks and bring it out of defence, so they need to spoil, keep it in their forward line, and when they've got a chance to kick it into a dangerous area in the forward line, even if it's going a bit wide this quarter, get it down there, give the forwards a chance and rely on them to do the job.
Booney, has that breeze dropped slightly?
It has, Dave. Yeah, it's dropped quite considerably, actually. So, yeah, I can't feel too much breeze here at all.
No worries. Thanks to Craig Boone there on the boundary. Underway in the second quarter. Here's Matthew McGee for City Park Radio and the TSL live stream.
Auckland gets it down to Pulframan, who looks forward to Thorpe. Daniel Joseph, good off half back. Rushton, good pressure. He's kicked in haste there by Reese Mott. Haven't really called Reese Mott. Nearly a throw there from Duffy. And he goes as far as Taylor. Dakin can't get the footy forward as he has a bit of an airy. Daly comes out sideways. Here's Mott, clever. Goes to his fellow left footer there, and Daniel Joseph looks down. Here's Jay Bowden. Look for him to have a big quarter if Glenorchy going to be in front at half time. So Bowden, outside 50, he's going to lay it out to the right side, see what the wind can do. It's going to go right to the line. It's a mark taken in between two Launceston players, and it's the big fella down there, I think, is it Parker? Geez, he was in between the two Launceston players, and the ball just fell in his arms as he turns around. In fact, it is Harry Parker. So one of those leading goal kickers for Glenorchy. He's got 17 for the year. Bit fortunate to take the mark, but he was in the right spot. It was a terrific kick from Bowden in. And Parker gets Glenorchy underway in the second quarter. That's their third. And they move along 3 goals straight 18 to Launceston 3-3, 21. Well, that kick went in long and deep from Bowden. I thought it was going to go through. Didn't even see the Glenorchy player in between the other two. No, and Harry Parker landed his arms. He kicked it, Max.
Absolutely, Mako. And they'd be disappointed with the checking of that, like easiest of goals, marking it in the goal square, 2v1.
2v1, just get it through, yeah.
Just misjudged it completely.
They did, as the ball just kept going over the top.
Back in the middle.
Glenorchy, they've definitely come to play.
Duffy does well. He's doing well in the hit-outs against the Twin Towers there of Leedham and Auckland. Holding the man free kick. It's going to go the way of Launceston, is it? Jakey Smith. It is indeed.
Braden Webb gets up a little bit sore. Let's hope it's not anything lower body. I think it's more winded.
As he goes short and finds right in the centre circles. He has options out wide. Player stops and waits. That might have been Boyce. Back onto it. Drags it in. Dangerous. Ball emerges. Jake Hines. Far side to Taylor. Ball knocked away nicely there by Banks Smith. Taylor on it again. Releases a handball to Leedham, the big fella. Handball's not a good one. He has to go back in against Salter. Good bump by Salter. Rushton brushes a couple of tackles. Funny old handball. Not effective. Stevenson's in there for the Pies. Now Tyrrell. Kick to half forward. Chance here. Oh, the marks dropped there in defence. Taken by Mott. He's tackled. Ball says the crowd. And that was not a bad tackle there by Sam Rundle. It's going to be a ball up about 25 metres out from Launceston's goal. As Matthew's getting ready for the Winks race. What time
Winks is going to go at 3 o'clock, Dave.
3 o'clock.
So you have to take over there for about 2 minutes 10.
Problem can do is...
We'll bring the live result to all of our listeners.
Rundle releases a handball to Smith. It's slippery out there now. Jake Smith goes further back to Auckland. Kick it, says the crowd up here. Auckland goes inside 50 and gives it up straight there to Connor Salter. Goes sideways to Joseph. Marks in the back pocket.
Don't you love the old school fraternity? That's the classic call, isn't it? Kick it.
Yep.
They get frustrated with the handballs and short kicks.
Joseph, lovely kick up the wing on the left. Front position, Vandervelde. Daly air swing off the ground. Doesn't make contact. Strong tackle there by Auckland. Wasn't rewarded. That tackle's on Mitch Walker. It's out of bounds. Glenorchy asked for an out of bounds on the full. Boundary umpires having none of it. The rain has eased, yes, Matthew?
Yeah, I just going to say Mitch Thorpe's getting a bit frustrated here. That kick that came in then went over his head. I think he was called to leave it, the old playground stuff too. But
you'll get frustrated here at the moment, Max.
He will.
It was 3 on 1. It was 3 on 1.
Yeah, and Boyce is playing back. They're better off to come and make these blokes accountable. Yeah.
He's got Grant, Gunther, and another opponent there as well at the moment, Mitch Thorpe.
Taking handballs to House right on the boundary line. Is now from Mott to Joseph, close to the boundary line. Bowden there waiting for it, tries to scoop it back in. Be a boundary throw in, left hard forward for Glenorchy. Couple early goals to Lauderdale. So it's 46-14 at Lauderdale, and at Bellerive. It's 37-30 in the favour of the Roos.
I didn't hear the update, Dave. A significant win down there, was
There
it?
was indeed. A couple of goals to Bart McCulloch and Cotsgoodger with the standouts there in the first quarter.
Boundary throw in, centre wing, comes down the front. Here's Dakin. Looks very much like Chase Jones. I go to call him that quite often. I've got the long sleeves on. Mott coming into it this quarter. Geared down the line. Finds Duffy. That's what Duffy's got to do. He's considered one of the premier ruckmen in the competition. Had his colours lowered. He's got some yards here at the moment as the big Duff man. Goes long and deep forward. Flying high was the Glenorchy player there. Comes down the front. Boys scrub through. Vandervelde. Now he goes to kick it, Max. Hold your breath. Comes down the line looking for and finds Miller Hodge.
Lace out.
Miller Hodge. Back pocket, half-back flank. Looks to go inside, comes down the line. It's going to be close to out of bounds. Umpire says just off hands. And a pretty good result for Launceston.
Mitch is getting really frustrated here. Look, he's pointing up here to the coach's box. He's got about 3 of them to mark. He's got no chance at all.
Because he knows that if they get it, they're going to switch the ball over to Josh Arnold, who's now in the centre square all alone. So Thorpe, he wants to stay down the line because that's where they're going to go if they get the ball. But if Glenorchy get it, they're playing a little bit of Russian roulette at the moment. Here's Rushton, up and under kick. It's going to bounce around like volleyball at the moment. Rushton in there again, nearly got his own kick. Joseph taken forward. Umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. Right on the point of the centre square, just Glenorchy's favour. I told the President Sandra Boland to go and flick the switch. The lights need to go on. Max is getting very dark. Here's Sammy Lonigan. We'll have a listen. Ball comes in. Taken by Bowden. Can't be. There you go. You heard that live on City Park. Off the ground. Glenorchy, they've kicked a goal. They've kicked a goal as Glenorchy. We'll have a look here who it is as Sam Lonigan gave the instructions.
Mitch Walker.
Mitch Walker.
Yep. Good goal. Mitch Walker off the ground. Opportunistic. So Sam Lonigan, did you have a listen to that, Max? What he wants done? He wants that man marked up.
He does. Told Casey Brown just to roll up and make him accountable in the middle there instead of sitting back, inside the 50.
Well, Glenorchy.
So the Pies in front.
4 straight 24. They've kicked 4 goals. How many inside 50s? Just 3. So they've kicked 2 from 3. Good conversion, Dave.
I'm going to mention the live ladder.
Yeah.
It's going to annoy you today, but I know probably.
What are you going to say
now? Clarence have snuck up
to
3rd place, and Launceston are back to 4th at the moment.
Righto. That's good.
As from the centre of the ground, Leadham up against Duffy, falls to the side. Ethan Jackson's in there. Kick off the ground by Smith. Bank Smith's there. He goes off the ground. A lot of soccer today. Is Harry Parker against Savage. Savage might have gone to his back. Play on. Reece Mott's in there. Tries to release the ball. It's on the far side of the ground. So it's Glenorchy 4 straight 24. Launceston 3-3-21. We'll keep you up with all the action today, Mac. We haven't had an AFL for a while. So
AFL,
get you on that for a while.
It was very close down at the Cattery. In fact, it's Freo by 9 down at the Cats and Collingwood by 8 over Port Adelaide at the MCG.
Right, gee, that Freo result would be a big one if it kept on going.
Geez, we can only hope. Chance
now for Clinton French off the ground. Out towards Alec Wright. Hawthorn supporter speaking there is out there, the back pocket. Jake Hines can't pick it up. Out of bounds. And we're now in the left forward pocket. So Glenorchy have done well. As we said, there's 4 inside 50s to 1 in this second quarter. There's this blue sky in the distance, which is encouraging. It's a little bit of drizzle out there. Temperature not great. It's going to be lower tomorrow in various places in Tasmania. As snow descends to about 400 metres.
Grindelwald?
No. As boundary throw-in, Leadham gets a hand to it. Jamison House kicks it straight away, right in the centre of the ground to that man we were talking about, Josh Arnold. He's taking the mark. He's sweeping back there. They'll pump it back in with the Pies. Mark taken. I think that's Bank Smith over there. Yes, it is. He goes short. Looking for a lead. It's not a great kick. It's going to fall out of bounds in front of Bailey Bester.
He's grown his hair since the Mariners campaign as Ryan Bank Smith. Played some pretty good Mariners footy this year. He went in with a skinhead. Now he's grown the locks back, Dave.
Yes, indeed. So it's
not easily done, that, Macca.
Grow the locks back. Not for you, Maxwell. Boundary throw in. Glenorchy end of the ground. Quick snap here by Parker. Umpire looks but pats the chest for a behind. So Parker, there's Glenorchy's first behind for the day. 4-1-25. Lead Launceston at 3-3-21. You might be watching on the YouTube channel here, or you could be listening to us on City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5. Hines goes to himself. Short kick down the line. That's out of bounds. It's gone out of bounds off the kick, and it's going to be Kamarick Camerick's going to take the free kick right on the boundary line. 35 metres out. The cars are there with their windscreen wipers on, their lights on. So Camerick, what can he do? He comes in. It's going to be a tough kick because the wind's going to want to take it right across the face. It looks pretty good. Oh, the umpire had a good look at it, but it's a behind. So 2 in a row to Glenorchy, 4-2-26. They lead Launceston by 5 behinds, 3-3-21.
Ben Camerick had a huge last quarter here. Last time the teams met here at Windsor Park, and that massive last quarter comeback from the Pies. As I think that's Savage in the back pocket. Kicks long to half back. Mark dropped by Hodge, taken by Jackson, tackled well. Holding the ball, says Macca, play on. This is going to be a ball up for sure. No, it's released here to Daly. Pocket rocket, He gets tackled beautifully by Chase Jones. That was a fantastic tackle.
Speed, 3-step speed. Daly's not slow, but Chase Jones, 3-step speed, chase down tackle.
Switches the ball, delivers beautifully to Hines. That's elite. On the back side of the centre square. As Hines now, he kicks it pretty well up here towards Jake Smith. Also there is Tyrrell. Smith picks it up nicely with the right hand. Goes back into traffic. Release the handball. Kicked up the line. Chance now for Tyrrell once again. Shrugs a tackle or two.
Oh, good.
Gets through beautifully, does Ryan Tyrrell. Kicks inside 50. They need a goal, the Blues, but not this time. Oh, Walker, yep. Mark or free kick, take your pick. And Mitch Walker kicked a goal a few minutes ago. Has now taken a mark in defence right in front of the Lonnie Club rooms. The Lonnie Masters are here today with a bit of a function. Also, the Launceston Footy Club sponsors are behind us as well.
Warney there?
Warney is unwell today. He's unwell. He's watching as a talk comes out of defence.
He's got a big Masters game tomorrow, Foz.
Big mark to Leadham. Leadham going to play on quickly, goes short. Here's a man all by himself, takes the mark. Casey Brown. He does a few rolls afterwards. And that was a strong mark. He was under a lot of pressure. There were 3 players converging to the spot that he'd found, but he took the mark strongly on his chest. And Casey Brown has a chance to put the Blues back in front.
Yeah, genuine speed, Casey Brown off that mark. That's what he's got to do more of, Max. Casey.
Yeah, he's got to attack the ball as well. He can't just rely on his defensive pressure when it's on the ground. If he can hit up like that, he's an option to kick 2 or 3 as a small forward.
Especially if you're someone like Daniel Joseph, who's a big player off half-back for Glenorchy.
The breeze has dropped, so should have no trouble with the distance, Casey Brown. He puts it out to the left, though, and just scores the one behind. 3-4-22 the Blues. Glenorchy 4-2-26. As Macca, I'll hand over to you.
Kick in. Rees-Mott. Left footer. Comes down the front. Oh, that's an excellent kick. Goes on another brilliant kick here in Daniel Joseph. 2 of the best kicks to come through the under-18s in the last decade is Rees-Mott and Daniel Joseph. Look at that one. Bang. Hits him up. Walker goes over the top. Finds Gunther. Goes long and strong. Here's Clinton French, the man back from the knee full. Off the ground. He can't quite get enough contact on it. And it's going to be repelled by Rolla Kelly Mansell. Oh, there was one that's gone begging for Glenorchy. Well done by the Launceston defenders. Not so well done by Clinton French. Probably could have tried to pick it up. Hines goes right, goes left. That's up in the air. Gunther has a sit on House. Comes down the front. There's Camerick, Tyrrell. Over the top, Gunther. Jamison House, all these youngsters here in the TSL. Great to see. Ball comes over the back. Pushing the ball forward to Launceston. That ruck and maul style of play is going to be balled up right in the centre circle here at Windsor Park. Great game. 4-2-26 Glenorchy. Launceston 3-4-22.
Mercury Cup earlier. Launceston 10-19-79 defeated Glenorchy 7-9-51.
Ball up. Gunther again. He's in everything at the moment, as is Rushton. It's going to be another ball up centre circle. Once again, Launceston trail by 4 points to get that second spot. They need to win by 50. So that's a long way to go at the moment. I think they'll just be happy to play pretty good footy, get the win. It's good for psychological going into finals.
Well, they need the win for the double chance,
Macca, come in. One. They need that win as well. Yep. Yeah, Clarence winning down at Bell Reeve. Thorpe, good mark in front of Grant. So Mitch Thorpe, 60 metres out, 70 metres out from goal. He's got him running forward. It's Taylor and Miller Hodge. So Miller Hodge takes the mark. Chase Jones leads from the square. Here he comes through. Chase Jones doesn't see him. Miller Hodge. Mitch Thorpe's just telling him to hold on, hold on, hold on. Take your time. He's going to take a good kick from there, Max.
Certainly will. Macca into a bit of the breeze as well. So he's kicking it from 50. So it'll be interesting to see if the wind has dropped a bit and holds up.
He's a nice, skillful running player, is Miller Hodge. No one looking for the short one, so he's going to have a deliberate shot at goal. Kicks now, leans back, top of the square. Josh Grant all alone and takes the mark. Interesting, Mitch Thorpe didn't want to sit at the square. He sat out near the boundary line, and his opponent, Josh Grant, took the mark. Here's Daniel Joseph just racking kicks up at will. Ryan Banks-Smith in front of the canteen here at Windsor Park. Banks-Smith back inside to Joseph, just inside defensive 50 Glenorchy.
Joseph, he goes back from whence it came and finds a teammate there in Camerick. Ben Camerick, the veteran now with the Pies. He's going to go long down the line. The breeze has dropped, so distance kicks both ends now. Still favouring the slightly your left of screen if you're watching the stream, or the town end if you're listening to us on radio. Thanks to our sponsors, the Telstra Stores, Andrew Doyle, Telstra Stores, Kings Meadows and the Quadrant Mall. Thanks for your support this season.
Geelong by 3, Foz. Collingwood by 17 at half-time.
As ball is released there by Dakin to House. He's got nowhere to go. He does get a kick away and he does it well to Hodge. Look away handball to Paul Freeman. Gets a kick away just in time. They forced it forward, the Blues, only as far though as McKnight.
Jeez, they just got to go man on man, Launceston, don't they? They've got enough forward if they can get it there.
As the drizzle comes back in, McKnight gets it nicely to Parker. Off the back end of the square is Arnold. Finds Atkin. And young Will Atkin. He goes with a beautiful little pass and he finds a teammate. And that might be
it's no
Jay
might
Bowden.
about it now. No might about it, Foz.
Jay Bowden.
He could have a shot at this after his kick earlier on.
Rain just gets a bit heavy. There is blue sky in the distance, so I think this might be the last little bit of a shower, hopefully. As here's Jay Bowden. He winds up. He's going to go long. Gets good contact. Off to the left. Only just one behind. 4-3-27 the Pies. Launceston 3-4-22. Rain gets a little bit heavier. Jake Smith gets the kick out and then goes to Jackson, who marks in the back pocket. They've been playing 15 minutes, so Launceston only trail by the 5 points. I'd love a goal into the non-scoring end before half-time just to even it up. There's Auckland, gets a paw to it. That still stays in play. There with Chris McKnight out of bounds. Boundary throw-in. Maxie.
You'd have to say the Glenorchy loose in their back line has been far more dangerous than the Launceston loose in their back line. You'd bring Joe Boyce up and make him accountable. You got to.
Well, it's the quality of players too that are loose for Glenorchy. Like Josh Arnold there at the moment's loose. Daniel Joseph is loose. So they've got some quality behind the footy and they're all great kicks of the ball.
John Geard gets a kick forward. Chance here for Savage. Meets it well. Up here towards Atkin, who can't pick it up. Banks-Smith does well. Release the handball to Pigeon Webb up to half forward. Mark nearly taken there. Harper up against Bowden. That's a great battle. Jay Bowden wins it. Kicks long towards full forward. Simon Vanderveld's there and he takes the mark and we're relieved for the Blues.
Vanderveld kicks the footy. Comes out here to Dakin. There's a little bit of room. Just holds the footy up. Casey Brown on the lead. Ignores that. Goes over him. Looks towards Mitch Thorpe, but it's going to go over him. Grant gets the spot. Could have given away the free kick for front on contact, Mitch Thorpe. But the rain comes, but the sun's come out, Dave.
It has indeed, and North Launceston 60-21, lead by 39 at Lauderdale, and the Roos 43 to the Tigers 31. So the live ladder still puts Launceston in 4th place.
Launceston have got to try and kick these goals when they can. As the rain comes down, the sun comes out. They trail at the moment by 5 points. Not much in it. Jay Bowden causing a few headaches, I reckon. He's just got Harper on a bit of a lead at the moment. Ball up. Comes down the front. Jake Smith scrubs it forward. Looking for Rundle. Can't find him. Oh, well done here. Harrison Gunther over the top. Camerick. They're going forward now. Glenorchy. They look pretty good when they get the footy out into space. Comes up high and long. Goes up in front. There is Hines. Taking his daily. Scrubby kick forward. Shot at goal by Bowden and he's missed that one near side out of the pack. And Jay Bowden one behind. So they're doing it in singles at the moment, Glenorchy. 4-4-28, Launceston 3-4-22.
And we've got a rainbow at Windsor Park in the left forward pocket. Quite a spectacular one.
Oh.
So it's a talking point.
For you, Dave.
It is indeed. I love the weather. There's a long kick out of the back pocket towards half-back. Vanderveld nearly takes a good mark. Falls to Hines. Off hands. Camerick is tackled beautifully from behind there by Boyce. Falls to the Pies though. Swinging shot for goal. It's going to be offline. Another behind. 4-5-29 to 3-4-22. Inside 50s now 10-3. Glenorchy's way in this quarter. I think that's Ruller back there with the ball. Goes to half-back. Long. Nice kick into the breeze. Hines hands to it. Parker's there for Glenorchy. Hines again. Van der Velde. Taken by Banks Smith. Kick straight away. Close to the boundary line.
Ooh.
Just touched inside by Jay Bowden before it goes over the boundary line. Now, what's the boundary umpire doing here?
I think the boundary umpire...
He's not sure. He's going to have a conference with his fellow boundary umpire and the goal umpire, and it's out on the full.
I think it came off Joe Bowden's foot as he sort of fell over the line.
The rainbow persists quite spectacularly in the pocket there. Long kick. Launceston just holding back the tide at the moment. Daly takes it. Quick kick. Should be marked by Smith and is.
Another inside 50 Glenorchy. What are they?
12
to 3. So Launceston are doing well.
We've been playing nearly about 20 minutes.
I'll get a quick sprint in before Winks hits the track, Dave. Kelly Mansell down the line. Looking for Chase Jones. Can't find a great mark. Harrison Gunther. No, Daniel Joseph it is. His fellow half-back. So Daniel Joseph looks to go inside now. Here's the forwards of Glenorchy. Well done, Joby Harper. Gets a hand in. Given by Mansell to Boyce. Boyce kicks it out of bounds close to it.
On the full.
The umpire says out of bounds on the full, and they're going to go again. So another inside 50. Joe Bowden's going to take the kick, or he wants to take the kick, but they're going to go to Duffy. So the umpire, now Duffy, he hasn't come across the mark. So there's a bit of a comedy here at the moment. Yes, Dave?
Clearance is 8-3 Launceston's way. So
that's what's keeping them in it.
Yep.
So Duffy, he's going to have a shot from goal, similar to where Cameron kicked from before. Right on the arc of the 50 in the boundary line. The big fella, Duff. He puts it up. It goes to the top of the square. There's a big pack flies. Comes down the front. It's going to be repelled again. Didn't have a real look. Fortunately, it falls in the hands of Brendan Taylor. So Taylor, 40 metres out from his own goal. Defensive goal, that is. Comes back across ground. Oh, it's not a great kick. It's going to get there, though. Goes to Tyrrell, left side. Mitch Walker puts the pressure on. Up and under kick. Got to go. Does Hines? Oh, he goes. He goes and he gives a roundhouse one to Reece Mott. Lucky he's got up. I think he's. I tell you what, it was a strong contest. It was just that swinging arm. We'll leave that one to the match review panel. Mott inside 50 goes long and strong. Looking again, big pack flies. They need a marker, do they, Glenorchy? Because the Launceston defence are doing all they can do. Comes out again, goes to Mitch Walker outside 50. Reece Mott holding, looking, seeing whether he's got all his teeth left in his mouth. So Mitch Walker now is going to have a shot at goal. Or he's going to pop it up to the top of the square again. No, in fact, he goes short, but only goes as far as Ryan Tyrrell back pocket.
Tyrrell, as Macca now turns his attention to Winks. How many in a row is he going for?
Oh, 26, isn't 26? It, I think? Yeah, $1.24 on the Totus later. Bet responsibly. And of course, it's on that Cox plate, the fourth Cox plate. That's what we want, Dave.
Tyrrell wears long. And the ball spills out of bounds. About 2 kicks out from goal.
Look at her.
As it's 4-5-29 Glenorchy, Launceston 3-4-22. And we'll have reports from Blunston Arena and Lauderdale at half-time with our correspondents there. And Ryan Rosendale.
And Royal Randwick.
And Anthony Osmond and Royal Randwick is coming up. There's the boundary throw in. Front position, Leadham. Kicked off the ground. Contest here with Gunther. He's tackled immediately. No prior. Umpire will ball it up. As the sun is shining here at Windsor Park. Still cool, but it's good news. Hopefully we'll be clear in this second half for some good footy and some dry ball. Camrick's in there. Tries to get a kick away. Daly fumbles. There's a handball away from House to Smith. Forward now towards Casey Brown. Casey Brown to Miller Hodge. He turns, he kicks. Up the line. Jack Rushton up against a couple. Here's Chase Jones. He gets tackled well. He breaks the tackle to Smith. Falls over to Hodge. They've got to kick it inside 50. Not a great handball towards House. Turnover now with Josh Arnold.
This could be
Little handball away to Banks Smith, although that handball's not great. Duffy under pressure to Webb. Webb torpedo to half forward. It's a one-out contest over the back. It's Jay Bowden. Also there is Hines. Bowden might kick it off the ground. Hines does well. Chance here for Van der Velde. He's going to have to go through with it. He gets tackled. He's right in the goal square. How's the umpire see this one? It's going to be a ball up. In fact, is it a ball up or is it a free kick? That's a ball up. Tom McEntee. Wow, that went from half back to full forward in no time.
You could just see where all the Launceston players were positioned. It was going to go back very, very quickly.
Bowden takes the ball. He tries to break free. He does. He kicks a goal. How did he break free out of that? Jay Bowden. He's surrounded by Hollywood players. Now there's a conference. We won't give it yet. And after the conference, it's a goal. And what a crucial goal that is in the context of this game. Goals are hard to come by, and Jay Bowden, surrounded by a number of defenders, somehow wrestled his way free for a goal. Maxie Walker.
Yeah, it was pretty hard to tell who did kick it there, Dave, out of that scrummage in the goal square, but just shows the class of him, doesn't it? Like he took off with that big kick off the back line, just toe poked it out in front, laid the tackle, caused the contested ball in the goal square, and ended up with a goal to his name.
He's causing a few headaches inside forward 50 for Harper. I don't know who else they've probably got to go with him, as he's positioned himself right deep now.
It's 5-5-35 Glenorchy, Launceston 3-4-22. Don't think the score would have put that goal up.
No.
And they're a point behind me as well. I'll stick with my score as Chase Jones delivers towards the wing. It's 1 against 2. Casey Brown does fabulously well there to punch it away. Little land ball from Dakin out towards Palfreyman. Gets a kick forward towards Smith. Smith, he's got to get round Gunther. He does so. Jake Smith on the left. It's a one out here with Rushton and McKnight, and Rushton does well. Jack Rushton, he's good in those one-on-one contests. He's taken the mark about 25, 30 metres out directly in front, and that was a good strong mark from the young fella.
It certainly was, Dave, and I'd have him in my team every day, this boy. He can contest every opportunity he gets. He chases, he tackles hard, and hopefully he'll just reward here and finish it off with a goal.
Jack Rushton directly in front. Kicks nicely. Oh, it's just snuck in, has it? I think it has. The umpire returns to the central position, says that's a goal. And Jack Rushton gets a badly needed goal for the Blues right on half-time. 4-4-28 to 5-5-35, and that's his second goal of the day, Maxie.
Correct, Dave. Second goal. And it's the quick ball movement again that gets it up into their forward line, and it makes it so much harder for the Glenorchy blokes to set up with that +1 that they have.
Inside 50s now, looking at that 15-5. So the Blues staying in touch, back to a 7-point margin. As the sun-drenched Windsor Park looks a picture here now. Comes to Jamison House, he gets a high tackle, he breaks it. Kicks sideways. Chance here for Casey Brown. Bounce favours Daniel Joseph. Handball away. Now to Palfreyman, they're back in attack again, the Blues. Here towards Sam Rundle in a one-on-one, but a good mark across the front there to Chris McKnight. And that mark by McKnight brings to an end the first half here at Windsor Park. And the half-time score, we think, we'll get it confirmed in a moment because we're a bit different to the scoreboard, but we think it's 5-5-35 Glenorchy, Launceston 4-4-28.
Randwick update, Fozzle?
Yeah, go with that before the goal kickers.
The mighty mare got up.
Fantastic.
She looked gone with about 500 to go as she does, and she roared up. She's won by 5.
Fantastic.
What
That's
a star
great.
she is.
I'll get, because you're recovering from that, I'll get you to do the goal kickers there, Maxie.
Yes, certainly. We'll go with Glenorchy first. We've got all single goal kickers at half-time, Dave. We've got James Webb, Harry Parker, Mitchell Walker, Adam Roberts and Jay Bowden have all kicked one. And for the Blues, Jack Rushton, the only multiple goal kicker on the ground at the moment with 2, 1 in each quarter. Joby Harper snuck forward in the first quarter to get a goal as well, and Mitch Thorpe has 1 also.
Well, Maxie, that last goal from Launceston brought it back to, obviously Glenorchy being the better side and deserved their lead, but still game on.
Yeah, it is, Dave. And look, first and foremost, Launceston would be looking for the win. The margin will come with the type of football that they play, but it's really important for them to just keep working the way that they did in that last 3 or 4 minutes. If they move the ball quicker, they tend to look a lot more polished, whereas Glenorchy seem to be, on all accounts, they're just happy to pressure it forward, keep the ball moving at all times, and that's why they're in front, Dave, because I think in that first quarter when Launceston had the aid of that breeze, they were just moving the ball too slow. They should have been getting it in there quicker like Glenorchy were then, even though the conditions in that first half of the second quarter were quite wet and damp and slippery, but they still managed to get it in there, and the inside 50 count would be enormous in their favour, I imagine, at the moment. Absolutely.
It was a game of 2 quarters there with inside 50s. Of course, Launceston had heaps in that first quarter, but in the second quarter, Glenorchy won 15-6, and that's that. So it's a 21-20 advantage to Launceston at half-time. We'll take a break here at Windsor Park. At half-time, we'll have reports from Bell Reeve and Lauderdale. Also have a chat to Mitch Hills towards the second half of half-time as well. Back in a moment. Glenorchy 22 to Launceston 19. Clearances 19 to Launceston, 11 to Glenorchy. Inside 50s 21 to 20 the Blues favour. Marks inside 50 6 to 2 Launceston's way. Shots on goal 10 to 8 Glenorchy's way, and the free kicks 11 to 6 in favour of the Pies. Let's get down now to Lauderdale, where at quarter time North Launceston had a very big lead, some 7 goals. I think Lauderdale fought back a little bit in the second quarter, but for the latest from that game, North Launceston versus Lauderdale, here's Anthony Osborne. G'day, Anthony.
A bit of a fight back there from Lauderdale in that second term with the Breeze. They trail 4-5-29 to 9-8-62 at the main break. Lauderdale kicking the first 3 goals of the term with 2 in a minute at one point there to really get themselves back in the contest. But a fantastic finish from Brad Cox-Goodyear into the Breeze from the other end of the ground. Just snuffed the hosts out a little bit, and then it was goal for goal from there to finish the term. A few tempers flaring after the half-time siren, as you can expect from these two sides. But, yeah, as you mentioned, North Launceston still in control of this one.
And no major injury concerns so far to either team, Anthony?
Yeah, none that I've noticed so far, Dave. Actually, my mouth was watering at the start of the match when I saw Mitch Anderson go to Taryn Thomas. So that's something I'll probably keep a close eye on for you in the second half. Two of the more exciting young talents in the state. But, yeah, in terms of the injury front, everything's all clear at this stage.
Major goal kickers?
Yeah, so Brad Cox-Goodyear has 3 for the visitors, but McCulloch also with 2, but he probably could have 4 or 5 by this point after missing a couple as well. All singles for Lauderdale, with Jacob Gilby actually kicking a fantastic goal from a centre break, and he's playing a bit all over the place at the moment for the Bombers. He's chipped in the ruck and also up forward and in the middle, so he'll be a player to watch in the second half.
Yeah, mate, we've had a bit of rain through here. What's the weather been like down there at Lauderdale?
Yeah, really sunny actually down here at Lauderdale. It's quite wet underfoot. There's obviously been some games on this morning and a bit of rain during the week. As I mentioned earlier in the game, still quite a strong breeze down to one end of the ground, and Lauderdale looked to make a little bit of that early on in the second term, but it's maybe died off a touch. It's still windy conditions as it usually is down in this part of the world, but in terms of rain, it's blue skies overhead at the moment.
Okay, mate, just that half-time score again.
Absolutely. So Lauderdale 4-5-29, trailing North Launceston 9-8-62.
Cheers, Anthony. That's Anthony Osborne down there at Lauderdale, with North Launceston leading quite convincing there at half-time. Just a change to the score here. I got a little bit of an error here. We can't see the scoreboard from where we are in our commentary position, so we've got to keep a tally ourselves. And the margin at half-time, Macca, is 5-4-34 to 4-4-28, I believe. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yep.
Okay, in a minute we'll have a listen to Mitch Hills, who's here, has joined us in the commentary position to give us a bit of a perspective from his point of view of the game. But Mackie, got some of the individual stats there.
Yeah, individual stats. Miller Hodge had a pretty good quarter then. He's got 7 for the half. Chase Jones has got 8 with 3 clearances and 2 tackles. Of course, that excellent chase down tackle. Ryan Tyrrell with 9, Jake Hines with 10, Joey Boyce 7, Jake Smith, good second quarter, he's had 12. Brendan Taylor with 8, Pulfreman with 9 and 4 clearances, Riley Kelly Mansell with 8, and also Jamison House had a good second quarter also with 8.
For our Glenorchy listeners or viewers on the stream, we've just got the Launceston individual stats there, courtesy of Darren Lovell and Damien Donnelly. We've got Ryan Rosendale now down at Bellerive. The other big clash today is Clarence versus the Tigers. And Ryan, what's the situation at half-time?
Clarence really broke away in that second quarter. They kicked 4-5-29 to 1-2-8, and they currently lead the contest 10-6-66 to the Tigers 6-2-38. So a 28-point lead at half-time. Wow,
and it's still a high-scoring encounter, so both defences under a bit of siege there.
Yeah, both defences under a bit of siege, but Ryan Edmondson for Clarence has taken the job on Mitch Carter, and he's doing a really good job. Mitch Carter is obviously a big target for the Tigers. Usually bobs up and kicks 2 or 3 a week, and he's been held goals at the minute, so he's probably best on ground currently at this point of the game.
Of course, it's a big day for Mitch Carter today. His last game with the Tigers.
Yeah, obviously not the way he'd want to go out. So no doubt, with his last game, he makes WA for personal reasons. So I think in the second half, I think we'll see Mitch Carter come out and really try and get himself on the scoreboard and try and get a win in his last game.
Now,
the black and gold.
Now, Ryan, lots been made of the injury woes of the Roos. Has that been added to today, and how have they covered those injuries with the people coming in?
Yeah, obviously they've got, I think, 7 senior players out with injury, and then Cox is suspended. But their leaders that are still out there, in obviously Jez as coach, Trent Standon's back from injury today. He's popped up kick 2. Brady Jones has been playing really well. Jason Bailey Ryan Bailey and the ruck's been providing their midfielders first clearance. So the leaders that are still out there are the ones that are really holding firm for the Roos at this point in time.
And of course, I suppose the Roos will be very much listening to the score here, because as it stands at the moment, if Launceston go down to the Glenorchy Magpies today, the Clarence Roos sneak into the third spot.
Yeah, I think that'd be really would have been on Jez's mind pre-game. I think it's probably something he wouldn't be drilling into the boys during the game, especially at half-time. I think it's more just about getting the win. But yeah, obviously you say if Clarence can get away here with a win, they get that really important third spot, and they get the double chance next week come finals time.
Ryan, the major goal kickers to half-time.
Major goal kickers for the Roos, we've got Jeremy Weberley and Trent Standard have 2 each. And then we have single goals to Keegan Wiley, Brady Jones, Ryan Bailey, James Brenner, Alex Silva and Jason Bailey. And for the Tigers, we've got 3 goals to Tyler Carter, 2 goals to Will Campbell and 1 goal to Luke Graham.
Cheers, Ryan. We'll hear from you again at 3/4 time.
Thanks, Dave. Cheers, mate.
That's Ryan Rosendale down there at Bellreeve. And joining us in the commentary position at half-time, he's been catching up today with his former Glenorchy teammates. It's Mitch Hills. G'day, Hills.
Did you see it?
G'day, boys.
Jeez, they love you, Mitch Hills.
Do they?
You said that you won them a flag.
I won them a flag?
That's what you said. They were hugging you. The Twos players hugged you. They gave you high fives.
It was a fair reception.
It was a fair reception. Unbelievable.
No, it was good. It was good to be back down there and see some of the guys I haven't seen for a fair while. And I'm pretty impressed with what I've seen so far from me in pretty trying conditions.
What do you make of them, Hillsy? The good players are getting their hands on the footy. Daniel Joseph, Reece Mott, Jay Bowden. Yeah,
I've been tracking them all year. It's sort of hard to get a gauge. A lot of the teams have been up and down with a few down periods of play. But I think... yeah, Glenorchy are one of those teams when their good players do play well, they're going to be hard to beat. And it looks like today that some of their better players are getting their hands on the ball and using it quite well. Been impressed with Daniel Joseph across half-back. Yep. He's really controlling things down there, and he uses it really well, even in poor conditions. So really impressed.
And for the Blues, we talked about the loss of Dylan Riley pre-game, and Jack Rushton's popped up for a couple of goals, but they haven't had a lot of forward 50 entries in that second quarter, but certainly they didn't make the most of the breeze in the first quarter, did they?
No, they didn't. It was interesting to see when that rain was going to come, Foz. I should have probably got on the blower to you to see what was happening, but you felt that whoever scored there, the rain was going to come and it was going to be a big factor. But Glenorchy held on pretty well, just to be down by a goal and a bit, and they probably didn't pile on the goals, but they're in a good position going into the second half where the conditions look like they're drying out a little bit, Foz.
Yep. You had a question for Hilsey there, Macca?
Oh, yeah, I don't know whether you've heard much about him, and we haven't really covered Glenorchy a real lot this year. Their coach in Paul Kennedy.
PK.
Yeah, you heard much about him in amongst the circles? Because they look very well structured, Glenorchy.
Yeah, I haven't heard a lot, in all honesty. I actually just met him just pre-game. So, but what I've heard about him is from the boys is that he's really good with tactically and organisation. A very different approach to what they've had previously with Aaron Cornelius, who was, I guess, more of a motivator type coach, in my opinion. So. But I think it's a good change. It was a real freshen up for Glenorchy. And I think heading into the finals, a bit of a different look to them. They're certainly going to be a threat.
And it's going to be such an interesting final series because we just talked with Ryan there at Bellreeve about the ramifications of Launceston losing today. As they lose that double chance, they do get the home final next week, but the Blues will be desperate to try and get that double chance.
Yeah, I talked to people from both teams during the week, and I think Launceston thought that Glenorchy was sort of just coming up to go through the motions, and then talking to the guys at Glenorchy, they were really keen to win this game and shore up that double chance and home final and go into the finals having beat Launceston. So I think it's a tricky one for both sides, and Launceston would want to try and play a good second half of footy here to try and get the double chance.
Have you seen the ruck duel? Obviously the hit-out's been fairly even. Young Auckland had got a few kicks around the ground, a couple of nice marks in the first quarter. Have you seen that battle?
Yeah, Tim Auckland's really developing. I love in the way that he's marking the ball in the last few weeks. We've been able to watch him play, and that's another string to his bow, which he hasn't had previously. His ruck stuff's been terrific. It's always been really good, and he's been able to match Duffy, who's one of the premier ruckmen in the last couple of years in the comp. So looking for Duffy to probably step things up. He's got a good midfield around him, and hopefully the big Duff man can get the pies up and about.
I thought he fought back well, Duffy, in the second quarter. Auckland had 7 touches in the first quarter, and I think he only had 1 or 2 in the second, and the Duff man, he fought back.
Yeah, he did. He's a real competitor, and he likes to mark the ball as well. Has he marked the ball much today, boys? I haven't really been able to pay attention to his...
Auckland?
Yeah, no.
Oh, the Duff man.
Yeah, no, he's taken a few. He's taken a few grabs, yeah.
That's his go.
He was running out of time before the umpires came back on, but I just want to get your reaction to the news in the last 24 hours about maybe the expansion of the TAC Cup. Obviously, you've got a bit to do with the Mariners.
Yep.
It now seems as if for 6 games anyway, that's the talk that the academy teams, Gold Coast, GWS, Sydney, Brisbane and the Northern Territory will come into the TAC Cup.
Yeah, I guess at this early stage it's still an idea, but it's a really good idea in my opinion, and an expansion to that competition is going to benefit everyone involved, including the already existing TAC clubs, I believe. So it's be great for Tasmanian football and also the other academies around the country, because the question was always going to be, you chuck Tassie out of the academy series, what do the other teams do? Where do they play? So I think it's a really good solution, and it's going to give us a real good opportunity to broaden our horizons, I guess.
Is there much planning going on behind the scenes now about that transition from the academy series that we've played into the full TAC Cup? Is there planning underway?
Yep, sure is. There's a bit of a process in place now about appointing a coach. There's some other administration roles that need to be put in place first, but within the next few weeks they'll be done, and then the coach appointed, and then all of us academy coaches have to wait and see a little bit, but that's sort of unfolding in the next couple of months.
Any whispers?
Oh, look, nothing I'll probably chuck on radio, but there's a few whispers.
Off air.
A few whispers here and there, and things are happening, and all really promising stuff, which is good for Tassie footy.
How will the commitment that the boys will have to give, regarding their schoolwork and other things in their life, how will that be balanced out, do you think?
Yeah, well, I guess it's all about the investment that the AFL and AFL Tasmania want to make into it. I mean, from my opinion, is they want to give them a home, somewhere to come and play, and if that means that they want to emphasise putting some tutors in, and they can come and do some of their work whilst in the footy program, I think that's another important aspect they need to think about.
Fantastic. The umpires come back on the ground. Thanks for joining us, Hilsey. Best of luck for the Pies for the second half, and look forward to catching up with you during the final series.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks, boys.
That's Mitch Hills here at Windsor Park. We'll take a break, have some messages, and we'll be back in a moment with Craig Boone on the boundary.
Without leaving your armchair, you can visit all corners of the planet, thanks to Around the World on City Park Radio. With music from Argentina to Zimbabwe, in every style you can imagine, Around the World gives you an endless selection of sounds.
Por tu ventana, tanta estación que aguarda el tren. Hold tight, it's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Take a trip around the world, Sundays at 5 on City Park Radio.
Hey, did you know City Park Radio is run by volunteers?
No, that's amazing.
Yeah, everything they do is done by their volunteers and members. It's the community they put into community radio.
Well, how do they make enough money to keep on running?
It's listener-funded radio.
Within
that's
a second,
where the
Bernie.
listeners help support the station with donations and become members.
Well, that's good. How much does it cost to become a member?
Only $45 a year.
That's less than $1 a week. I think I'll join now.
It's easy. Just call 6334 3344 now. Become a member and support community radio. That's City Park Radio.
You're listening to great TSL action, Tasmanian State League football, on City Park Radio.
Half-time at Windsor Park, it's Glenorchy 5-4-34, Launceston 4-4-28. Straight down to Craig Boone, who's been in the rooms at half-time. G'day, Booney.
G'day there, Dave and team. I've just got Darren Gear with me, who's been a bit of a regular recently, Launceston assistant coach. So I'll throw to Darren for a few questions. So, obviously, tight contest at half-time. Darren, what was Sam's message at half-time?
Look, I suppose just really take the game on. The conditions are as they are sometimes here at Windsor Park with the breeze blowing down to the city end. So, yeah, look, probably structure up very similar to the first half and just basically try and make the most of our forward entries, which we probably didn't do in the first quarter.
So what was the issue with the forward entries? Just getting it to the wrong spot or where they were sort of, were they going too deep, for example?
I think really just, it was very crowded around the ball. Basically a lot of numbers around the footy, so made it very hard to get just clean entries in. So, yeah, probably making sure that we just try and keep it open as much as we can.
Yeah, and I guess pretty low scoring to half-time, obviously affected by the weather, and game could open up. Anything they need to look for defensively in the second half?
No, not really. As I say, we'll play this quarter and then we'll sort of reset at three-quarter time and see where we go from there.
Right, thanks, Darren. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Booney. Anything else to report down there?
Yes, mate. I also got into the Glenorchy rooms as well, and that was a very interesting half-time message. Paul Kennedy very much involved the players in the conversation there, so he'd asked them for some thoughts. Then he'd...
We might have lost Craig Boone down there on the boundary, so thanks to Booney for that interview with Darren Gidd, and we'll continue here from the commentary position. And both teams are back out on the ground. Looking forward to a big second half, a lot at stake. Probably the chance now at getting second place is gone for the Blues. They're not going to win by the 50 points, but now they're after that double chance. They just simply must win today, especially with Clarence now well on top of the Tigers. Macca, you back with us?
I'm back with you, mate. Yeah, I've just come down from Winks World.
Got some AFL there. I saw you checking
before.
Yeah,
Fremantle haven't scored since the third goal of the first quarter. It's the Cats by 52 down at the Cattery at half time. So they've kicked, about 10 goals in a row, the Cats. And Collingwood in a really good battle with Port Adelaide. They're up by 4 halfway through the third.
Okay. So what are you expecting in the second half, Macca?
Look, I enjoyed the contest in the first half. I liked the way that Launceston started, but then I always thought Glenorchy looked a little bit more dangerous in that second quarter when they got the ball off half-back like he was in. I mentioned those half-back flankers, Reece Mott and Daniel Joseph, just looked really well structured behind the footy. Launceston, they're just going to... Their players, if this doesn't rain, I think it suits them. I think players like Jake Smith, Miller Hodge, those outside types, can get their hands on the footy and run. Look, I think we're in for a really, really good contest with Launceston and their second chance up for grabs.
Maxie Walker's about to join us back in the box. Hope you're enjoying our coverage here on City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5. We'll be at the big screen function tonight for the Tornadoes. And we'll bring you live commentary from the Melbourne Basketball Centre. Seabull Grand Final. Good luck to the Tawns and the Chargers this evening. But our mind now turns towards the TSL. At 6-point lead to Glenorchy. Here's the second half action with Matthew McGee.
Thankfully, they've changed the footy. The footy's now yellow, so if the sun goes, we'll be able to see it, which is great. But the sun is out at the moment. Launceston with that double chance on the line. They trail currently by an even goal. So it goes Launceston into the ground. Mitch Thorpe taps the ball out with the palm. Look for Hines, but it's cut off by Glenorchy there. Banks Smith. Rushed in that forward pressure. Maxie Loves. He's put it on and the ball's going to be thrown up just outside 50. Any changes, Max, we're looking out there. Looks to be pretty well structured. Bowden's the furthest forward now. So he's got Harper still on in. Great contest between those two. Ball comes down. Auckland looks for Jake Smith. Goes through his legs, tunnel ball style. Joshy Arnold throws himself in. Does the premiership player in Arnold. Comes out. Jake Smith. Here's Hines. Scrubby kick forward. Thorpe 1-2. Bites the cherry. Can't get it. Coming through there. Hines again. Boyce. Can't kick it. Taken off the footy. Could have been Miller Hodge. Umpire says play on. Taps at Jamison House. Look away. Handball. Thorpe outside right boot. Brendan Taylor goes towards goal. What a goal, Brendan Taylor. Well, the look away handball. The right foot check side from the left forward pocket. Brendan Taylor, Tassie Artificial Turf. Goal of the day, Dave Moore.
Fantastic goal there from Brawler Taylor. There's a bit of a crowd has now gathered behind that goal at the southern end of the ground.
Well, that's the start they needed.
We've got an injured player, thanks Groobs. Someone's down there at left half forward for the Pies.
There was a big pack. It could be, was it Arnold? He went flying through the pack there before.
He's very slow to get up. Just get the number.
I don't think it is.
Is it Connor Salter? I'll have to wait till his number gets exposed there.
He's got a corky or something.
Yep.
He's
holding the left leg
left thigh, yes.
Back in the middle. Played about 90 seconds into this second half. And scores are level, 5-4, 34 apiece. I don't know what that does to the live ladder. I'll check in a moment. Out come Glenorchy. Little kick forward towards half forward towards Mitch Walker, who takes a strong mark right in front of us. Up against Alec Wright.
I think it might be, is it Josh Grant?
Yeah, could be the big fella, the fullback. Kick inside 50. Pack forms. Great mark.
I think it is Josh Grant because he's not on Thorpe.
And that's Harry Parker, I think, who's emerged down. Strong hands in front, vice-like grip. And useful player, Harry Parker. He played a great game up here in the year, especially in that last quarter. Strongly built. Forward for the Magpies. And a chance to answer that early goal from Taylor.
So Gunther's gone on to Thorpe, which means they've all evened up at the moment because they're one short on the ground as the big fella in Josh Grant hobbles off.
We'll get Booney to check on that injured player there. I think it's Josh Grant. Here's Harry Parker, though, at the other end. 45-degree angle. It's a terrible kick. Might just sneak in for a behind. It does. puts the Blues in, the Pies in front. 5-5-35, plays 5-4-34. And the game could open up in the second half as the rain has cleared. That roller now on the long sleeves. He's kicked outside defensive 50 towards Leadham. Can't quite take the mark. At the front there is Hines. He needs to release a handball. He does to Congestion. Nobody making a meaningful possession. There's Auckland. Vandervelde's in there. Sure, the umpire will break this up in a moment. Harry Parker might come out here. Vandervelde releases the handball to House. Here they go. Oh, Dakin fumbles at a crucial moment. Let's Walker in. Or was that a push in the back? No, says the umpire. Now it might be holding the ball. It will be neither. It will be a ball up on the back edge of the centre square. With the Pies in attack. Emerging there was James Webb.
So still got one extra one behind the footy, Daniel Joseph, with Gunther taking Thorpe.
Auckland wins the tap, only as far as Webb. Picked up now by Hines. Back to Auckland. Does well at ground level, the big fella. He gets it to Hines to Smith. Chance for the Blues. Off the left foot, kicks blindly. Oh, almost at one out of mark there to Gunther. Can't take it. Kicked off the ground by Arnold. Falls to Tyrrell on the long sleeve. So a few jumper changes at half time. Short handball from Joseph to James Webb. Kicks off a step. High, close to the boundary line. And off the hands of Tim Auckland, spills out of bounds. It's Glenorchy 5-5-35 to Launceston 5-4-34. Have we got you there, Booney?
Yes, we have, Dave. Yeah, as you guys called it, right, it's Josh Grant with the injury. Trainer's just attending to that at the moment and having a look at his left knee at the moment. So he looked in a bit of pain. I'll give you an update as we go.
Thanks, Booney. Over to you, Macca.
Ethan Jackson out of the pack. I'll get your thoughts in a moment, Max, whether you really want Daniel Joseph sitting behind the footy. He's been one of the premier players in the competition, one of the best kicks, Max, and Launceston just letting him float across half-back to do as he pleases.
They are, Macca, and I think it's probably more just of a safeguard to release something, for when they do get the mark and see him run and carry potentially.
So Lonnie focusing on the clearances because they're one extra at the clearances. So you think they'd win it. They do. Here's Chase Jones. Look at the AFL draftee going long and strong. Looks for Leadham. Can't find him. The top of the square. Leadham snaps it off the big fella with a cheer squad behind the goals. Big Hamish Leadham, the co-captain, but it all started with that extra at the stoppage in Chase Jones. The left foot sidestep and then comes back in on the right. Gets it to big Hamish Leadham, who slots one through. And Launceston are up and about there, 6-4-40. Glenorchy 5-5-35.
Quick ball movement there, Macca, and just the skill and polish of Chase there to put it out in front of Leadham instead of just kicking it at the top of the square. He put it out to the long waiting arms of him. Couldn't quite grab it, but was fortunate enough to be able to bend over and pick it up and go.
I like your thoughts soon, boys, on having Leadham and Timmy Auckland in the same team. Hillsy wasn't a fan a couple of weeks ago, but I'll get your ideas on it, boys.
He just gets jealous.
I disagree with him. I think it can work, but anyway, he's a ruck expert. There's Auckland in the middle again. They're featuring well, the big fellas. Out to the side, James Webb underneath. Umpire will ball it up.
Well, I think Hillsy's concern was that when you get on the fast tracks at UTAS Stadium or Bell Reeve, Foz, it's okay here at Windsor Park with things a little bit slow, but on a fast track, I'll tell you what, the fast track will suit this young lad, Chase Jones. Left foot, looks for Thorpe, but Gunther's got him going at the moment, so it's Gunther. He's going to be hit heavily by Leadham. Comes through, bang, he goes. Here's Thorpe, right foot inside, Daniel Joseph there, and Ryan Tyrrell, Casey Brown, taken by Glenorchy, falling over. Good pressure, Casey Brown off the ground. Launceston can't kick it. Goes through from behind. Exciting times. The Twos boys down behind the goals. They're up and about, the lads.
And interesting to see if they change ends in the last quarter.
Oh, they will. Launceston. Did you put that one down, Foz?
Yes, I did.
6-5.
Yep.
41.
Good mark to Connor Salter. Releases the handball. Kick up towards the wing, and a mark by the big fellow Duffy in front of Auckland. It's been a great battle today. It's the Windsor Park scoreboard's wrong, I think.
Yeah, they've
an extra point. We'll fix that up later as Johnny geared now. It's defensive side of the wing. Harper on the mark, invited to play on. Short to Mott, who takes the mark. Just inside, you hear the calls of Motty as he kicks close to the line. Jay Bowden's there. He might have got one high from Savage. He did. Through the head back, right in front of us. And he's a bit worse for wear, Jay Bowden. Getting up gingerly. So Glenorchy trail now by 6 points. after leading. Did you get the half-time score down there, Mackie?
Yeah, they led by 6.
Lead.
That's
Yep.
2-goal turnaround, Dave.
2-goal turnaround. Big kick inside 50 into the breeze. Big mark nearly to Walker. Falls down though towards Alec Wright. He releases a handball. Tyrrell's in there, picks it up beautifully on the left foot. He's had a great game today, Ryan Tyrrell. Up the wing, we might turn it over here as Gunther takes a juggling mark in front of Thorpe.
He's athletic, Gunther. He's got Thorpe on the lead at the moment.
Switches it to Arnold. At the back end of the centre square. Sums up his options. He might go to Joseph. No, he's going to go over here to Jay Bowden. Up against Harper. Harper concedes and lets Bowden take the mark. Jay Bowden up to Walker, who takes the grab. Mitch Walker from the Tigers this year. He openly said he wanted to move to play in a premiership. French rises high too early. And that's a mark paid there to Savage. Probably just had enough purchase on it. Inside 50s this quarter. Only the 5, 3 to Launceston, 2 to Glenorchy. A lot of the games have been played in midfield. Savage now has to play on. Kicks the yellow ball up here towards Thorpe in a 1-out.
Well done.
Nice work there by Gunther.
Hilsey and I were just saying off air there, Dave, that when Thorpe plays high up the ground, you just got to have someone athletic on him.
Yep.
You don't want that when he plays deep, but at the moment he's playing high, and Gunther has led him to the footy the last 3 occasions. So boundary throw in, a great contest here. The ladder fluctuates. Fozzie's going to keep you updated on that. Free kick in the rucks. Oh, play on advantage as everyone stopped. James Webb, inside 50 is Clinton French, going to be downfield. Free kick, Clinton French. It was going to be a mark anyway. It was a mark anyway. It would have, you had Savage beat. So Clinton French going to take the kick. 35 metres out, played his first game back in the ones last week. Did the Premiership Superstar. Been up in the NEFL, and he's come back down, played a few games in the 2s, 3 goals last week on return. Can have a shot from goal 30 metres out. Dave Moore.
Tightening up a little bit at Lauderdale. The margin is now just 19 points, 62 to 43.
So that would mean Northland should have the win, shouldn't they? So maybe a good third quarter, Lauderdale. Clinton French, 30 metres out, not much of an angle. Goes back, and he's kicked it. Finger goes up, and Clinton French gets one on the board. Welcome back to him up north here. He's a good player, Clinton French, when he gets that time and space up forward. Coming back from the NEFL, as I said. And, that was a good ball movement again, wasn't it? A bit of a dicey play on advantage. Everyone sort of stopped and James Webb kept playing, so well done him. But he had Clinton French had his opponent beat.
Yeah, it was 50-50 there, Macca, as to whether they should have allowed it to play on. But if the guy's got it and he keeps running...
everyone else stop. You don't stop,
more
do you?
often than not, they'll allow it to continue. So Launceston have got to be wary of that type of...
Oh, Dave, here we go, live ladder.
We are only 10 minutes in the third quarter, but a draw is no good to Launceston. Scores are level.
Sheep, as Dave's getting excited.
They need to win.
Ball up, that's a terrible bounce. It only goes just above the big duff man's head, and the umpire says, I'll have that one again. I reckon he's probably struggling down with that little bit of surface water on here. He's going to throw it up. So Leadham and Duffy. Duffy comes down. Webb, Braden Webb, that is, geared. Left foot kick. And as far as Alec Wright, who's got taken the front position. Great tackle though, Glenorchy, Bailey Bester. The umpire balls it up right at centre half forward in between the centre square and the top of the 50 max.
Should have attacked that ball then. He could have had it, would have just bounced up to him. Slipped straight through to him.
There's the feedback from Maxie Walker. Interesting to see who in the votes today, Maxwell.
It's your turn,
Pressure on. Pigeon Webb hits up the big forward there. In Parker, can't find him. Taken 30 metres out from goal. Another ball up. And they're going forward at the moment. As Fozzie said, scores a level. What are we? 11 minutes gone, third quarter. Round 21 TSL action.
I like Parker and Walker in this forward line for
big
Glenorchy.
units,
Dangerous.
aren't they? Good.
Yep.
Coming through hard. There is the Glenorchy forward in French. And he's taken in a tackle by Boyce. So, Launceston all on the line. If they want the double chance, they need to win today. Everyone playing up now inside the first half of the ground. Bowden, dangerous. Alec Wright gives it across. Riley Kelly Mansell couldn't take it. Coming through, Camerick, underground handball. French lets it go. Coming through, Tyrrell. Jamison House. Feedback says kick it, and he does. Over the top. Here's Casey Brown. He's a good sprinter, Casey Brown. He gives it, don't argue. Gives it over the Thorpe. There's nobody inside 50. It's going to land 30 metres out from goal left forward, and it goes out of bounds. The umpire won't call this deliberate, you'd imagine, because he was having a shot, and he throws it in left forward pocket. No one inside forward 50 max.
Casey Brown have got himself then?
Sorry?
Casey Brown have got himself
then? I tell you what, he's got serious wheels, yep. Casey Brown. He's a good sprinter back in school days.
Easy from up here.
In the boys' 100.
Had too many players on him then, mate.
Left forward player. I'd like to see him do a little kick they do in the NRL and chase his own kick.
Gaelic
out of the pack. Is it Jake Hines?
Yep.
Jake Hines out of the pack. Snap. He had 3 goes in the first quarter from the same spot. 2 out of bounds and 1 point. And this time he kicks the goal out of the pack. A fortunistic goal. And the live ladder changes again, Dave Moore.
Yep, they certainly do. As we've got Craig Boone down on the boundary. What do you got for us, Booney?
Yeah, g'day, Dave. It looks like Josh Grant's going to try and come back on. They've strapped his left knee there, and he's just been doing a couple of little jogs around the boundary. So it looked like they're hopeful of him still continuing. I wouldn't have thought so initially, but he stayed around and looks like he wants to try and get back there if possible.
Cheers, Booney. I'm sure they'd like to get him back on the ground so they can release Gunther. You got something for us here, Macca?
You go.
Get us an AFL in a second.
We'll do. Half time, the Cats by 52.
It's really tightening up here. It's a fantastic contest. Hope you're enjoying it on City Park Radio 103.7 and 96.5 and on YouTube via the TSL live stream. Here's Jackson. Dinky little kick. It's going to bounce in the middle of players. Ooh, Bowden there hits the pack hard. Falls to Jackson again. He follows up his kick. Goes inside 50 with the kick towards Brown. Can't take the mark. Good spoil from behind. Chance here for Arnold. He's tackled by about 3 Launceston players. Be a ball up. And the Blues have lifted in this quarter. Inside 50s 5-4. Yes, mate?
Collingwood Magpies by 13 against Port Adelaide.
Okay. As Harper snaps on goal. Joby Harper. It's another one. Joby Harper. Another snap out of congestion there. Just like the last goal that Hines got for the Blues. And that's his second for today as he's drifted up into the forward line a couple of times. And the Blues out and out by 2 goals. 8-5-53, leading Glenorchy 6-5-41.
Well, as we know, he's playing on Jay Bowden, and Bowden's been everything up forward and round that sort of high half forward, and they've gone in the midfield now. But I tell you what, Joby Harper would take 2 goals any day.
He played a bit up forward with South and also Burnley, didn't he?
Definitely. Definitely,
So
and he's gone in the midfield, but
are.
as Jay Bowden just sneaks out, so Harper's going to stay in the centre square. He'll try and resume hostilities, I reckon, very shortly with Jay Bowden. Good tap out. Here comes Harper again. He's lifted. Out to Taylor. Handball. He coughs it up, though, to Walker. Caught from behind. Good tackle there, Miller Hodge. That's a good sign for the youngster. Miller Hodge, nice kick. Centre circle. Jake Smith. He's going to go long and strong. Looks for Thorpe. Takes centre spot. Can't quite get Gunther. Thorpe, he butters up, taps it towards, taken without the foot. Got to be a free kick, or high it is. Free kick, Mitch Thorpe. He's going to have a shot for goal, 45 metres. He'll probably be 50 metres out when he kicks it.
Casey Brown, he's giving it away.
He's
giving it away.
Slap to the face.
Yep, I was watching it. I thought he was going to go too far, Casey, and he did.
Mitchell Thorpe is filthy.
I wouldn't like to be on the end of the spray.
Well, he's going to cop it. Ball comes down. Well done, though, Ruller. He's got another chance here as Mitch Thorpe. And Ruller Kelly Mansell, good defensive mark on centre wing.
Been quiet today.
Yeah, he has. Not as much run from behind, but he might lift because he's got plenty of run. Goes short, though, to Jackson. So they're just being slow play here at the moment. Jackson, top of the square. Jake Hines sets, can't get it. Lead him. Brown trying to get one back for the Blues. Good tackle, Casey Brown. Could have been free kick, holding the footy. Umpire says play on. Mitch Thorpe grabs it, snaps it. Mitch Thorpe special. It rolls, it bounces. It goes through Mitchell Thorpe. Well, 2 minutes ago he was filthy with his teammate in Casey Brown. But I tell you what, he got one back for him to Casey Brown because it was a ripping tackle. And Mitchell Thorpe was the benefactor and he's grubbed it through for a goal. Mitchell Thorpe, 2 for the game, 62 for the season, and a little mini break here, Launceston, 9-5-59. They lead Glenorchy 6-5-41. So they've kicked 5 for the quarter, Fozzle.
They have indeed. And percentages at the moment, Glenorchy 140 to Launceston 134. So there's a fair way to go before we even consider that. But anyway, I designed the spreadsheet, so I want to use it. Here it is, back in the middle.
Level 4.
That's the one. 59-41. The Blues lead. And what did they kick this quarter, Macca? They've kicked
5 goals.
5 goals. The
5
Blues.
goals. 5 goals to 1.
Yep. So can the Glenorchy Magpies strike back? They're a good side. We know they are. As it's going to be a free kick back in the centre of Windsor Park. The advantage wasn't paid. It's going to go to Mitch Walker, who's been impressive today. As Walker now thinks about playing on. As Gunther cruising past. Will he go short or will he go long? He's going to go sideways and short. And he finds a player there in Arnold. Daniel Joseph there.
That's him.
Right adjacent to the centre circles. Joseph now goes up towards half forward here. Beautiful kick looking for Daly, who takes a mark out in front. Callan Daly on the far side of Windsor Park. Pump it in long. Hoping for a mark here from Parker, who gets front position. Nearly takes it. Vandervelde does well. James Webb with the crumbs. Thinks about a handball. Gets it back again. It was out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Collingwood by 13, three-quarter time. So Port Adelaide, everything to play for there, Foz. Brodie Grundy dominant again today for the Pies.
We'll get some more TSL in just a minute. Long boundary throw in. Oh, Leadham goes up. Not penalised. Parker handball to French. Snap for goal. Clinton French. Offline for a behind. 6-6-42. Glenorchy, Lauderdale 9-5-59. Been played about 19 minutes. As kicks to himself does Ruther Kelly Mansell. Goes long, up here towards House. Strong contest with Arnold. Over the back, Dakin's there. Taken there by Adam Roberts.
Holding the footy, good tackle, Dakin.
Taken by Tyrrell. Up here towards Chase Jones. He's got a bit of a gap on his opponent. Chase Jones, he backed himself in. He gets it out towards Rushton.
Give it back
he
to him.
might get it back to Jones. He does. The handball's not a great one. Can he gather it? Chase Jones, he can. He's in the pocket. He spins. He shoots for goal. It's Chase Jones. Oh, that might be goal of the year. That might be goal of the year. How classy was that? And we could well see that on the AFL stage next year. A great one too there with Jack Rushton from the boundary line.
I was about to say Rushton has just ruined.
Had too much on it, didn't it?
Rushton had just ruined the goal of the year. I was about to say it and I thought, no, it stayed in. I was about to call it. And Chase Jones and the boys behind the goals, they've seen some goals today, the twos, boys. They're all up and about up there in top of the vehicles. But, geez, he put the foot down. He handballed it to himself. Then Rushton got in the way. But, oh, what a finish, Chase Jones, and showed some good wheels in the heavy conditions.
10-5-65, Launceston, Glenorchy 6-6-42. Exciting action here. TSL City Park Radio. Here's Matthew McGee.
Duffy, they've got a real good break now to Launceston. James Webb can't get it. Comes in. They're going to come home with a slight breeze, Glenorchy, though. But Fozzie's doing the percentages. It's got to be 50 points, Foz. Doesn't matter what the scores are. Got to be 50 points. They've still got a way to go. Rushton up against Joseph. Miller-Hodge. They've got their tails up now to the Launceston Blues. They've got to respond to the Glenorchy Magpies. Centre half forward, Rundle. Jackson drops it. Umpire went to put the whistle to the mouth and said play on. Alec Wright up against Walker. Ruller come into the game since Foz said hasn't done much. Alec Wright. Handball. Taylor. They're playing finals footy at the moment, the Blues. Here's Mitch Thorpe. He takes it. Now, Josh Grant's come back on. I thought Gunther was very good on Thorpe on the lead. Now Josh Grant can't go, and Thorpe takes a mark on the lead, whereas if that was Gunther, Thorpe wouldn't have had the lead there, Maxwell.
You did right then. Yeah, looked a bit slow. Still
yeah.
a bit
Thorpe
proppy
plays
on that knee.
As Josh Grant was doing up his shoelaces. Mitch Thorpe out to the right is going to swing back. Not far enough, and the ball goes through for a behind right side. As the Suns disappear, it's going to be a cold last quarter. But Glenorchy going to come in with that breeze towards the city end. And the score, Foz, 10-6-66, Glenorchy 6-6-42.
Tight now at Lauderdale. North Launceston 69, Lauderdale 57.
Wow.
And at Blunston, it's the Roos 68, Tigers 46. What a huge last round this is.
So what happens if Launceston win, Lauderdale win and Clarence win?
Glenorchy finished second, Launceston third, Clarence fourth, and Lauderdale fifth.
So it doesn't matter?
No.
Oh, jeepers. Righto. That was anticlimactic. That was an anticlimax. I thought Lauderdale might have just pushed up a little bit.
No.
No. All right. Webb gets the ball. Tyrrell. Fozzie's liked his game today. Left foot check side. Harrison Gunther takes the mark. Loose man defence. Rushton on the mark. Been a terrific quarter for Launceston. They've kicked a lazy 5 goals. Doubled their score, in fact.
6.
6 goals.
Yep.
6 goals. It is 6 goals to 1 Glenorchy. And Launceston, they've kicked away. Glenorchy, half-back flank. Coming down the line, Vandervelde's got good spoils on today, the big Vanders. The ball goes out of bounds in front of the Launceston interchange box.
Probably been one of his better games that I've seen, Macca, today.
Well, he's kicked the ball okay, Max, hasn't he? With your heart in your mouth every time he does, but he's done pretty well.
Well, I've seen him kick it once well, so I wouldn't say he's kicked it all well.
Yellow ball. thrown in. Thankfully, they've gone the yellow ball in this second half. It would have been hard to see. Banks Smith just hacks it forward with a bit of barrel. Savage, good in the last line, the co-captain. Riley Kelly Mansell hit hard. Daly hits hard with Jake Smith. They're burrowing in. Here's Banks Smith again. Can't get a clean kick. Coming through Savage. You can see why he's the co-captain. Geez, he's hard to get past. Miller Hodge only goes as far as Josh Arnold, who takes the mark about 80 metres from the Glenorchy goal.
Arnold, far side of Windsor Park. Goes short, thanks to our sponsors here, City Park Radio, the Telstra Stores, Quadrant Mall and Kings Meadows, supporting our TSL broadcasts. There's the kick now into attacking 50 for the Pies. Chance over the back. Runners wanted. Handball comes from right to Harper. Back to Hodge. Uses a bit of poise there and gets over to Dakin, who takes the mark. They worked that well out of defence, did the Blues.
They're lined up in the middle for the 45 kick.
Oh, Casey Brown, he's beaten to it. Yeah. Nice mark there by Daniel Joseph. And now it should be a shot. It would have been a possible shot for goal if he hit Roberts on the chest, but he didn't. Jamison takes the interception mark. Out to Ruller, he loves to run. Spearing handball now towards Jake Smith, far side. Barrel, not great. Might be to the advantage of Rushton. Does well with the one hand. Gets it on the second attempt. Jack Rushton wheels round on the left foot. Not a bad kick in towards Casey Brown. It might go through. Jack Rushton! That's his third. Oh, what great footy from the Blues on that far side of Windsor Park. And they're now in front by 5 goals here at the 24-minute mark of the third quarter. 11-6, 72 to 6-6, 42. I'd written off the 50-point thing, but it's back on, I think.
It's back on. They're coming hard. It's just going to be that breeze in the last quarter that might hold them up. But is that 4 goals that have scrubbed through this quarter, Dave?
Yep.
That have just hit the top of the square, bounced through?
It's been a magnet to that southern goal.
It happens in today's footy, though, doesn't it? Where players, they all push up the ground, all the space behind them. Tell you what, it was a good gather on the first occasion by Rushton, wasn't it? And he went the left foot. And those boys down behind the goals down there, they will have to change ends, I think. Duffy gets the tap down. Looks for James Webb, who burrows in. Chase Jones there as well. Holding the footy. It's going to go Glenorchy's way, and it's going to go to Geard. I don't know who was on the bottom of the pack there. It was Auckland. And Johnny Geard takes the resultant free kick. Left foot. Goes long. Looking here, but it's only going as far as Savage. Geez, I've liked his game today across half back. He comes into the side. Just gives them a really strong head down there. Here's Chase Jones. He's had a brilliant third quarter. Left foot. Silk. Goes towards Thorpe. Gets rid of Gunther. They look to have made that swap. Grant could have gone off the ground again, I think, boys. And Rushton goes across the line and out of bounds. Has Josh Grant gone off? I think he might have done.
Check on that.
I think he might have gone off again, Josh Grant, with that injury. I think he might be iced up. Could have the jacket on, Dave. I'll keep an eye on it. Yes, he has, in fact. He's got ice on the knee, and he's got the jacket on. So you give it one crack, but geez, there was the thing I was talking about, Max, with Gunther. Here's Chase Jones' clearance. Jay Bowden's got him. There's the young and the old brilliance of the TSL, isn't it? Jay Bowden up against Chase Jones, and Bowden gets him this time, and Chase Jones gets up, gives the ball back to the umpire. So Harrison Gunther goes back onto Thorpe. Not a bad thing for Glenorchy, I don't think. Ball comes out, Harper, another quick kick forward. Jake Hines, all he has to do is get clear. Gives it over the back, Brendan Taylor. Another one for Launceston, yes! Yes, it is. Another one for Launceston. 2 goals for the quarter, Brendan Taylor. And that is an 8-goal quarter to Launceston. They're 12-6-78. Glenorchy 6-6-42. Get the spreadsheet out, Dave Moore.
I've got it out, Macca.
50 points is the golden margin we're looking for.
Percentage at the moment is Glenorchy 138.53, Launceston 135.91.
Oh, it's closing. 50 points the margin.
Whew.
That's what we're looking for, sorry. So it's 6 goals at the moment. If they come home...
Interesting thing, Mac, it's only 11 inside 50s to 9 this quarter.
It's only amazing.
Yep.
You know, it's they've just scored basically every second time they've gone in. And it's just been from their small forwards and running of the footy in waves. It's been brilliant.
27 minutes gone. We probably have 3 minutes or so to go. We had a lot of goals this quarter. 8 goals to 1, so 9 goals this quarter. Expect another 3 minutes, I'd say. Here goes again, Chase Jones. What a quarter he's played, Macca. As he kicks beautifully up here towards Thorpe.
Well done.
Knocked away beautifully by Gunther. Thorpe on the rebound, off the ground, in the forward pocket. Left forward pocket. Hamish Leadham does well, the big fella. Makes it a contest against 2. Jack Rushton is hovering. Handball comes out. That's Miller Hodge. Kick semi-smothered. Gets distance on it still to House. Picking up there the Glenorchy defence, Connor Salter. Quick kick out. It only goes up in the air. The breeze is about dropped here now. It's no real advantage. Here's Tyrrell. He's wrestled to the ground. Can't escape. Callan Daly's in there. Be a ball up. But certainly compared to the start of the game, the breeze has definitely dropped.
How wary, there's a few afters here. How wary do you reckon Sam Loningham would be on the 50-point margin thing, Fox?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he still probably wouldn't be a big factor for him. We'll wait and see.
Just happy with the win.
It's 36 points, the current margin. They trail by a goal at half-time. It's going to be a ball up, left half forward, 28 minutes gone. Macca, we might check their scores around the ground in a sec there if you can, as it comes up here towards Parker. Clean bowled, over the backs, Ruller. Bit of time to pick it up. Goes sideways with the handball to Harper. Shrugs a tackle. Goes sideways. And over there he finds Joey Boyce now playing in the long sleeves. Anything, Macca?
Lauderdale back to within 5 points of the North Launceston.
That's pretty
and
huge.
Clarence a 68-46
Oh, nearly
up.
a big mark. Sorry, Macca, on the far side there to Josh Arnold. He couldn't take the second grab. Vanderbilt back to Polfman, who's tackled. Back further now to Boyce. Leans back on a kick and does it nicely. The mark's taken there on the far side by Brendan Taylor, who's had a big quarter.
Jeez, they all have, Dave.
That's the end of the quarter. As he kicked it forward, did Brendan Taylor. But at three-quarter time, it's Launceston 12-6-78. Lead Glenorchy 6-6-42. The margin 36 points. Macca, did you keep up with the goal kickers there?
I think so. Mitch Thorpe's got 2. Joby Harper's got 2. Brendan Taylor's got 2. Jack Rushton, in fact, is the leading goal scorer. He's got 3, 1 in each of the quarters. Chase Jones with a single. Hamish Leedham with a single. And Jake Hines with a single. And for Glenorchy, it was 1 to Clinton French, the only goal scorer for them in the third quarter. James Webb, Harry Parker, Mitchell Walker, Adam Roberts and Jay Bowden all got 1 as well.
We're going to go straight back to some messages from City Park Radio because we've got 2 grounds to get to at three-quarter time, plus Craig Bean on the boundary. We'll be back in just a moment.
Do you or someone...
Score correction there. It's 6-7-43 Glenorchy, Launceston 12-6-78. So the scoreboard is correct there. Time to get down now to Lauderdale. We've got to get around the grounds at three-quarter time. And Anthony, what a turnaround there's been in this game.
I'll tell you what, Dave, Lauderdale are coming here at home against the Northern Bombers. We are set for a grandstand finish in this final term. They're back to within only 5 points now, 10-10-70, trailing North Launceston 11-9-75. It was just an avalanche in that quarter there for Lauderdale, 6 goals to 2. And, yeah, they're rolling truly back in this contest with a quarter to play.
And just quickly, mate, what brought about the turnaround?
Yeah, so the wind has died off quite a bit, so the breeze they were kicking into wasn't as severe. They were just making the most of their half chances and being able to win it out of the middle of the ground and just driving the ball forward, using it well. And as I said, making the most of their opportunities and really putting the pressure on the Northern Bombers.
And, mate, the major goal kickers?
Yeah, absolutely. So for Lauderdale, Tim Mosquito, Jacob Gilby and Thor Boscott, all big players in that quarter. They have 2 each. Brad Cox-Goodyear leading the way with 3 for the Northern Bombers.
Okay, mate, we'll hear from you again at full time.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
That's Anthony Osborne there at Lauderdale, and the news that Lauderdale stormed back into that contest and just trailed by 5 points at three-quarter time. Just some team stats here while we get our other correspondent on the line. The hit-outs, Launceston 33-31. So it's pretty even there. Clearances that quarter 15-7, outstanding Launceston, 34-18 over the course of the day. Inside 50s, 12-9 in that quarter, 33-29. The Blues lead over the day. Marks inside 50, just 7-3. The score there over the day, Launceston's favour. Shots on goal 18-13 in favour of the Blues, and free kicks 17-9 in favour of Glenorchy. We'll get now to Ryan Rosendale, who's at Bell Reef. And Ryan, do Clarence continue their dominance?
Yeah, Dave, they're still up. They lead the game in the minute by 26 points, but it was a pretty tight, contested third quarter there with only 2 goals to each side. But yeah, the current scoreline is Clarence 12-9-81, leading the Tigers 8-1-55.
And you think the Roos are firmly in control from this point on, mate? Do you think?
Yeah, look, they've been in control most of the day. They've controlled the tempo of the game. The Tigers never really looked out of it, but I think Clarence obviously with a bit more to play for, with final positions on the line, and depending on where other teams finish, they could obviously get a double chance in third spot. So yeah, I think the Clarence will probably run away with it, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Tigers can cause a stir in this last quarter.
Cheers, Ryan. We'll hear from you again at full time.
Thanks, Dave.
That's Ryan Rosendale there at Bell Reef, and we'll get to Booney in just a second. But Macus, some individual stats there.
Yeah, Foz, I was just talking to the statsman there from Launceston. He said that was a record contested possession quarter for Launceston. They had over 50 contested possessions. There are 123 contested possessions to 82. So they're just winning the ball at the coldface at the moment. That quarter was led by Chase Jones. He's had 11 kicks, 3 handballs for the game, but 6 clearances, so 4 in that quarter with 4 tackles and a goal. Ryan Tyrrell's had 14, Jake Hines 15, Jake Smith's had 18 as I go down the list. Rella Kelly Mantle about a quarter, he's up to 14 touches, and Jamison House has also had 14.
Down to Booney on the boundary.
G'day, Dave. Yeah, very happy Sam Lonigan there said that's what footy's all about. Enjoy your football. They've got to reset, be focused and calm for the last quarter, but continue to play to their best. Bit of motivational speak, so believe in yourself, believe you can beat your direct opponent, and believe in the group. So very happy that they've got a good chance to play at this last quarter and get a good lead into the finals.
Booney, just a question there. Did he mention at all the margin of the game?
No, not really. He didn't specifically mention the 50-point margin, but yeah, I think it was sort of an unsaid thing, if you like.
Yep.
That if they start hard the last 5 minutes, they might be able to blow it out to that.
No worries, mate.
And got across to Glenorchy as well. Message there has been consistent all day that they're struggling when it comes into their forward line. They're not being able to keep it in there. Launceston spreading hard and getting the ball out. So the message is to win the footy, get it forward, and make sure the forwards are playing in front.
No worries, Booney. We'll hear from you again later in the game.
Thanks, Dave.
That's Craig Boone there on the boundary. Underway in the last quarter. The margin's 35 points. Here's Matthew McGee.
35 points, Launceston Blues. What a quarter it was in the third. Led by their on-ballers, you heard before. Record contested possessions in that quarter for the Launceston Blues. They absolutely smashed in. Glenorchy looked to be labouring a little bit. They look a little bit heavy in the legs, and Launceston were full of run. Here's Jake Hines, one of those youngsters for Launceston. They're up and about. Here's another one, Dakin. Kicks the ball in. Thorpe. He's got one-on-one now against Gunther. Probably should have taken the mark. Kicks it off the ground inside 50. Here's Casey Brown. He should score the goal. He gets a good look at him. Casey Brown, there's another one. They're out to 41 points, Fozzle. And Casey Brown, he had it all alone. All he had to do was kick it, and he did. Clever work from Mitch Thorpe after he should have taken the mark, but it was the youngsters in the middle. It was Dakin getting the first kick. And, just the youth, Maxie, the youth of Launceston are up and about.
Certainly running over the top in the last 15, 20 minutes of this footy, Macca. One thing is about the youth, they're Ruckman, Auckland. I'd probably like to see him put Hamish in the middle again now. Yeah. He's just starting to look a bit tired, and I reckon if you went...
big fella, leader.
Yeah, look, just give him a run around. He hasn't done a lot deep forward, and Auckland's just starting to look a bit tired, and Duffy's getting the better of him.
How tight is it, Foz?
Glenorchy 137.83, Launceston 136.41.
Wow, what a last round of TSL footy. Duffy goes forward on the bounce. Bowden tried to claim it, wouldn't walk if it was cricket. Top of the 50, and it's going to be a ball up. 50 metres out. Glenorchy Just got to keep it under that 50-point margin, Glenorchy. Even if they don't win it, they'll finish in second position. Duffy goes down Rushton. In fact, it was Jackson. Hit his head hard. He's Chase Jones. Goes by hand. Looks for Hines. Probably bumped off the ball a little bit easy there by Webb. And it's Hines goes back in. Ryan Banks-Smith it was. And it's going to be a ball up right on centre wing as the sun comes out. We've had every bit of weather today. We've had rain, we've had wind, we've had both. We've had sunshine, we've had darkness, no wind, lots of rain, no rain. And now we've had rainbows as well. Don't forget about the description of Dave Moore's rainbow.
Yep.
He loves it.
Simon might put that on the highlights. We'll wait and see.
Oh, Oofers. Anyway, boundary throw in. This is 13-6-84 Launceston, Glenorchy 6-7-43. Boundary throw in right in front of the Glenorchy change rooms here at Windsor Park.
The contest now is all about ladder positions, and both teams will be aware of that. As Auckland gets a knock away, Daly does well. Here's Jake Smith, can't pick it up. Daly, his second effort. Still a contested ball on attacking 50, kick smothered. And James Webb does well, gets the kick up towards the forward line. Vandervelde comes out and takes the mark on his chest. Has had a great day again today. Goes a short kick. He almost comes off. It should be all right, though, as Alec Wright takes it. As Maxie's dropped his headset.
That's because Vandervelde kicked it.
Tackle there on Harry Parker. Going to be a ball up about 30 out from Glenorchy's goal.
Back with us, Maxwell.
Yes, I am. If you're going to kick it into the middle like that, Simon, you probably need to have a bit of power on the kick. You don't just want it to sit up.
Tyrrell, been a good game today. Kicks it to space. Runners are needed. Thorpe off the ground. Up there against Gunther. Gunther's leading it now. He taps it along. It's still going Launceston's way. Josh Arnold's there. Picks it up to Joseph. Joseph does well to get round Hines. Good poise and delivers beautifully. Over here towards Geared. Back to Mott. Mott into the pocket. Keep an eye on Thorpe there, Maxie, as he's pulled up a little bit injured.
Holding the outside of his left knee.
He is indeed. Handball now to Mott. Mott kicks inside 50. This is very quiet now here at Windsor Park. Punched away by Harper. He might be paid the mark. There he is.
No, umpire said play on.
Play on. So
this is the balance. This is the balance, Max, isn't it? That 50-point lure's there. Thorpe pulled up sore. You need him to get to the 50 points, but do you take him off and save him for next week and finish, in third position? I think that's probably the way you have to go. You can't get to this. He's done out here in front of us. Ball comes out wide.
I think if the ball comes this way, Macca, he'll find a bit of pace.
No, I don't think he will. I think he's pretty sore, mate. Rushton takes it in front of the interchange Stewart.
This could be a big story, boys.
Yeah.
Leading into the finals.
Pretty sore. Rushton goes forward, looks for Leadham. He's a sole forward at the moment with Hines sneaking there as well. Ball comes out. There Miller Hodge. Thorpe's trying to get off the ground from a long way away.
Yep, he's coming off.
Straight to the interchange, yeah. Hopefully it was just... Did you see it happen, boys? I didn't see it actually happen, but saw the aftermath.
It's when he went to ground and...
the ground shifted a bit on
him.
him.
Yeah, it did. Just the tuft of dirt out here at the same time when he chased that bloke then.
Yeah, he took a few deep breaths. I think it was hurting. Daniel Joseph down in front here. Jay Bowden. And in front of Harper. Geez, they've had a good battle today. It's been pretty equal on points thanks to Harper's couple of goals. Ryan Tyrrell, excellent off half-back. They haven't been able to catch him today. He's Brendan Taylor. 2 in the third quarter to Taylor. Jamison House. Another good game for the Northwester. He's got to kick it and kicks it early. Here's Casey Brown looking to turn his opponent inside out. He does so with his pace. Sneaks one down the line. Little chiseler for Hines. Taken high. Umpire said play on. Taken high again. Umpire said play on again. Reese Mott. Down the line, Joe Bowden. He looks pretty cooked, the big J. But the Prince, he tries hard. Takes it out of bounds. Right in front of us here on centre wing. Good tackle, Brendan Taylor. And I reckon both these teams will be pretty keen for this game to be finished. They're looking pretty tired. Everyone's pretty quiet. Mitch Thorpe, he's still up. He's got the hands on the hip, so that's probably a good sign. Let's hope it's just a pinch of some description. But I think you just put him in cotton wool, don't you, Max? Ready for whatever comes to him for next week. Here he comes, Ethan Jackson. Goes to his Northwest teammate in-house as the sun beams now on Leadham.
Booney.
Takes it, goes down in front of Rushton. Ball out of bounds, right forward pocket. Right forward pocket. Throw in. Launceston lead, Dave. What is it, 41 points?
Yep. 9 more required.
50 points, the margin that Dave Moore's been banging on about all day. Let's hope they get close to it. Another goal will make it very interesting, Dave. Boundary throw in, Launceston into the ground. Leadham, nice tap down. Jamison House had a terrific second half. He's taken in this one, though, and it's going to be another ball up as Camerick takes him in the tackle. Need to put the sunnies on now, Dave.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Ball up, throws it up. Leadham, front of Duffy. Ball comes down, Camerick can't get it. Geez, they battled in hard, Launceston, this second half. Rundle, he only had one kick today, Rundle, but he's been important in those clinches. Another ball up, so 3 or 4 in a row. Lots of players around the footy. Glenorchy holding their forwards at home. Leadham gets it out again. Mott over the top. Here's Daly just inside the line, takes it right in front of central commentary position.
Daly with the mark.
Lauderdale by 2 points, Dave Moore.
They're
in front.
They're in front. It's a big story down there at Lauderdale.
You're telling me that doesn't matter?
No, not in the context of, not in the unless Launceston lose, which they won't now.
Right,
Vanderveld takes a great mark across half back. Now, will he go to switch this time? He might go up the line. He's been encouraged to, I think. There's no real options inside. So he does go up the line. Up here towards Bowden, who takes a good mark. Jay Bowden up against Auckland. They need a goal just to steady things, Glenorchy. They need to get that margin back under 30 points. Long kick, Jay Bowden. Oh, Vanderveld nearly takes a fantastic one-hander mark. Falls to the ground. Still in contest. Chance here. Comes out to James Webb. Right in front. Makes no mistake. And that's a very valuable goal for the Pies. That's his second for the day. They go to 7-7-49. Trailing Launceston 13-6-84.
When was their last goal, Dave? 9-minute mark of the third quarter?
Correct.
So nearly a whole quarter of footy. And that was their first goal in that time.
It's only their second goal of the second half.
Yeah.
So all finals at Bellreeve, like the southern ones?
Yes. And UTAS Stadium for Launceston as well. And chances are it'll be a double header next week if the latter positions are as they are now. That's Glenorchy in second and Launceston in third. It'll be a double header next Saturday at Bellreeve. So look forward to that. We'll know that officially after the game as Braden Webb kicks inside 50, but he kicks it straight into the lap there of Joby Harper, who's found a niche there across half-back. He's got a player wider here in Brennan Taylor. He kicked a couple of goals in that third quarter. Still plenty of time in this game to go, probably another 20 minutes.
So these two play again next week?
Correct.
At Bellreeve?
Yep, or UTAS Stadium. The short kick comes in now towards Clinton French. Handball over to Bowden. This might, he goes over the top. Does a good job back to a player there in the goal square.
Bailey Bester.
Bailey Bester, number 42, in the long sleeves. And that's another goal to Glenorchy. And they're getting their way back into this contest.
Who kicked that one, Max? Maxwell?
Bailey Bester, number 42.
No, who kicked the ball? Maxwell? The defensive kicking.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was that big tall guy in long sleeves.
Jeepers. Jeez, we try and wrap him up because he's had such a good day defensively, but he just needs someone to just go long. Because he cost them 2 or 3 goals a game with his kicking.
Well, he's cost him 2 in the last quarter.
No.
Yeah.
8-7-55, Glenorchy, Launceston 13-6-84.
Plenty of endeavour, but it's a bit like...
his defensive efforts are amazing. Just when he gets the footy, we don't want that. Webb down, gets a clearance. Here's Bowden, tries to push his opponent under it. Boyce played a bit more defensive role today as Boyce. He battles in, he's under the footy. Umpire says, give it to me right at the top of the 50.
Mitch Thorpe's back on 2, boys.
Well, that's a good sign. That is a very good sign for Launceston.
Moving okay.
Yeah, brilliant for Launceston Football Club. Gunther resumes hostilities with him. Can't wait for next week finals, wherever they go. Chase Jones up in front, kicked out of the air by Chris McKnight. Here's Joey Boyce playing that half-back pocket role. Played pretty well on Daly. Daly started the game well, and Joey Boyce has taken him right out of the game in the last quarter and a bit, as most of the Glenorchy players have. It's heavy conditions, isn't it, Max? Like it's the ground's in great condition, but it's heavy. You can see to be a heavy 6 on the penetrometer, down at Randwick, but they just can't get across the ground, Glenorchy. So next week, Bellreeve, all UTAS, could be a different story. Geard gets the free kick. Johnny Geard comes in board and finds Braden Webb There's one play we haven't called much.
We haven't, no, you're right. And it's just those little things like that that Launceston need to be a bit more switched on as to what's going on. You could see he wasn't feeling real crash shot to kick it, and he was always going to run around the back and pass that little 45 kickoff.
Braden Webb from 40 starts at near side, never going to go through. Through for a behind Braden Webb. Yeah, Braden Webb, like he's had a lot of injury concerns. He hasn't had as much of the footy today as we've seen in the past, 5, 6, nearly 10 years of TSL footy. Struggling with those ankles and leg injuries. Another one we haven't spoken about today, boys, is Zach Webster. Wonder where he's at the moment. He hasn't played since the 28th of July. Here's Braden Webb. Plays on. We'll get back to Webster in a moment. Outside, handball in front of Daly. Ball out of bounds, yeah. So Zach Webster's one that could make a real difference to Glenorchy if he can get back for next week's finals. No go. Done for the year. Yeah, Mitchell Hills, Glenorchy correspondent, KG5. Just puts the hand to the throat and says done. So they can't have him at the moment. Daly, another contender here, goes in front of Bowden. Thought he was going to snap it, I thought Daly was. Gee whiz, goals of the day, Launceston in that third quarter, Dave. They just racked them up, didn't they? Check size, long kicks, bounce throughs. And they're going to hold on, 13-6-84, Glenorchy 8-8-56.
As Harry Parker knocks it down. Chance there for Atkin. He can't pick it up. He might have been pushing the back. Yep, that's what the umpire says. Don't know who the defending player was there, but it might have been Timmy Auckland. But chance for young Will Atkin here.
So 50 points is done.
I'd say so, especially
you've got to get Thorpe off.
If he puts this through, I'd say we're off down to Bellreeve next week.
Get Chase Jones off, get Thorpe off. You don't want an injury.
And he puts it through. Nice goal there to Will Atkin. And 9-8-62 now, Glenorchy. 13-6-84. Boys, the margin's just 22 points, and we've still got about another 17 minutes to go. Is there another twist in this game?
Well, I was going to say, when the Glenorchy, pack up shop and just say, well, okay, we're going to lose, we'll finish second. Do we get Webb off? Do we get Bowden off? But they're still going to fight. They're still going to fight for that. But Glenorchy, you've got no real interest in winning the game as long as they keep the margin under 50 points. Is that correct?
That's true. That's true.
So if they package up their blokes and take them off, psychological, Mitch, got to win it. We'll try and win it. Psychological, especially if they go next week. Small margin of psychological.
14 minutes gone. Leadham knocks it down towards Paul Freeman. And there's been a few changes of momentum in this game. Blues still firmly in control. As Chase Jones takes it up against Webb. He's tackled by 2. No prior, says the umpire. We need to get round the grounds here in a minute to see what's happening, because it's very tight there at Lauderdale.
In front, Lauderdale.
They were last time we looked, early in the last quarter. In fact, North Launceston back in front by 3 points. And it's a bit tight now at Bellreeve as well. It's just 15-point margin at Launceston Arena. So there's a bit of footy to play here yet in the last 15 minutes of the home and away season.
Good effort, the Tigers. I know Clarence got a lot out, but good effort, the Tigers.
Had to finish the season.
AFL scores, Maxwell?
AFL, Cats have kicked away. They're in front by 88 points against Freo. That's
good percentage.
into the fourth quarter. And the Magpies have kicked off as well, 51 points.
Jeez, Port Adelaide.
That's about the 29-minute mark of the last quarter, so she's basically all over. So
jeez, they're soft, Port Adelaide.
And Port Adelaide.
You haven't missed it.
Them as well.
You haven't missed anything here. There's been a couple of ball ups as Reece Mott kicks it inside 50. Taken there by Jay Bowden. He's tackled by Harper. Bowden again. Good battle that one all day, Harper and Bowden. Bowden gets it away. Camerick. He's tackled to the ground. Close to the boundary line. Inside 50s this quarter. Glenorchy 9-2. So the Blues just scoring the 1 goal in this last quarter for those entries. And Glenorchy, they've put together 3 goals in this last quarter. Paul Freeman off to Tyrrell, one of the best for mine in this quarter. Hodge front position. Knocked away by Mott. Back now towards Jared Dakin. Kick ineffective. Handball over the top. Chance here. Goal for Daniel Joseph. And we've got game on here at Windsor Park. It's 10-8-68 to 13-6-84. This is shades of the game earlier this year between these two teams, where the Pies trailed by about 7 goals and they went down by a point. So we're not over here yet. There are lots of twists left in this season. North Launceston lead by 9. The Roos by 15. Live ladder still puts Glenorchy second and Launceston third. But they've gone from a position of pushing for second now to possibly falling down to fourth. This is
Dave.
Or fifth. This is huge.
Righto. Well, speaking of huge, Brodie Grundy's had a big game today, Brodie Grundy. 25 possessions, 40 hit-outs, 7 or 8 tackles. Oh, geez, he's had a good year, Brodie Grundy.
As the margin is just 16 points here at Windsor Park. We're at the 17-minute mark. You listen to City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5, and the TSL live stream. Knocked down by Duffy. Still in the centre circles. Next goal crucial. Pushing the back free kick going to Jackson. And Ethan Jackson gets himself on his feet, and he'll relieve from the centre of the ground.
So, what's going to happen in the last 15 minutes or so? Jackson labours forward. Not a great kick. James Webb holds firm. Pressure from Chase Jones. Geez, that sun's nice, boys. Starting to warm up. James Webb looking for Bowden. Well done, Jamison House. He punches the ball out in front. It was 1 against 4, and it was the 4 that won out through a good punch from Jamison House. The big unit from Bernie. He's had a pretty good day today as well as a midfielder. They rotated their players well. Launceston, they've got plenty of legs. But Glenorchy have had a second win. They're coming. The wind's dropped considerably going towards the city end now. Braden Webb, after we'd hardly called him for 2 quarters, he's come good in the last, as you'd expect. Geared over the top, wants to kick. Does Mitch Hills? He doesn't kick it. Chris McKnight, and it's smothered. Arnold back to Geared, left foot. This is going to be fortunate. Just not a great bounce. Alec Wright gets it back by hands. Riley Kelly Mansell. Savage. Oh, not a great kick. Here comes Daniel Joseph. Break 50. Kick the goal. Daniel Joseph. Over the top, going, top of the square. Clinton French, Golski. Game on, Dave Moore. Clinton French, Daniel Joseph set it up. Mitchell Hills the pie. He's up and about behind us. Glenorchy back to within 10 points.
Well, what a massive turnaround, Maxie Walker. What's brought it about?
Well, I wish I knew, Dave. And,
Braden Webb, the midfield, has been awesome. John Geared, Braden Webb, Max. I'll tell you what. Since I said we've hardly seen Braden Webb, I reckon he's had 8 or 10 touches.
Yep, Daniel Joseph has been quite explosive in this last quarter as well. Kicked a goal and set that one up.
Oh,
and,
jeepers.
There's heaps of time to go in this
game,
to
41 points.
Yep.
41 points. We were worrying about trying to get to 50.
Yep.
Now we're worrying about hanging on the Blues.
It's been a massive advantage that end. The breeze has dropped, so there's no real reason why that end would be favoured as much as it's been in this last half. Anyway, here's Chase Jones. They definitely need a settler here, the Blues. Bounce towards Taylor. He takes it well. Brendan Taylor over the top to Rushton. He's kicked 3 today. Kick inside 50. Sweeping there in front of Thorpe is Gunther. And he'll pump it out of defence out here towards Will Atkin, who takes the mark. Over on the far side. Oh, no, he didn't take the mark, beg your pardon. It's out of bounds. So we'll be boundary throwing on the far side. And what an exciting last round of TSL this is. It's going right down to the wire. North Launceston kicking away now, 15 points up. It's the Roos by 15. So the Blues need to hang on. Looks like they will finish 4th if they lose here today. As Auckland in front. Here's Jamison House. Well, he might have been tackled with it there. What does the umpire say? Holding the ball. Fair call. And the Pies have been fantastic in this last quarter. In now towards Josh Arnold. Been good all day. Switches now towards Connor Salter. He takes the mark. Salter now cruises through the centre of Windsor Park. Up towards half forward. Labouring a bit there is Clinton French. It's going to beat them over the boundary line. And it'll be a boundary throw in. Left half forward. 20 minutes gone. Launceston 84. Glenorchy 74. Goal to the Tigers at Blunston. They only trail by 9 points. 18 minutes gone. In it comes. Front position lead him to Smith. Handball probably wasn't on the kick there. High on Rundle, not paid. Taken there by Banks Smith. Tyrrell can't take the bouncing ball. Roberts is in there. Release the handball towards Atkin. It's on the boundary line. And this is so reminiscent, guys, of the game earlier this year. And it's holding the ball against somebody there.
Will Atkin.
Against Atkin, so it's going to Glenorchy. That's Launceston, I beg your pardon. And back there is Joby Harper. He's asked to play on as he wanders off the mark. He gets around an opponent. He kicks long, close to the boundary line. Duffy and Leadham. Brown over the back. Gunther also there. Boundary throw in. 84 plays 74. 21 minutes gone. Here's Matty McGee for City Park Radio and the TSL live stream.
Launceston hanging on to a 10-point lead. Third spot here. They're trying to hold on. Ball's thrown in. Looks like North Lonnie are home down at Lauderdale. They kicked away in the last. Jamison House, centre wing. Could have been pushed in the back. The umpire agrees with me and the spectators, and it's a free kick. Given against Chris McKnight, given to Jamison House with the sun in his eyes now. Good to see Mitch Thorpe back on the ground. He spots up Leadham. Centre wing, the big ruckman, slows it down, the co-captain.
Another goal to North Launceston. They should be home now.
That's an up the chimney kick down the line. Thorpe, let's see how the knee goes. Pulls up a little bit sore. Daniel Joseph's been brilliant today off half-back. Goes down the line here looking for his teammate in Adam Roberts. Ball in front. Jay Bowden comes from nowhere. Roberts taken out after he got rid of it. The umpire says play on. Roberts, it's more like soccer here at the moment. Jay Bowden goes left, goes right, top of the square. Clinton French tries to take it. It's Atkin. Here it is. Kick through then. Mitchell Walker, far side. Mitchell Hill's getting animated in the box behind us, the high premiership player. Geez, Jay Bowden come through there, and then Adam Roberts got one himself.
That was young Bailey Bester in the goal square there, Mackie.
Bailey Bester,
yep,
was it?
Number 42, yep.
Kick out, Alec Wright. Finds Savage down the line, out towards the boundary. Oh, it's a good contest. It's well won there by Webb. That's Pigeon Webb. Goes down here, finds his Glenorchy teammate in Walker. Walker's going to have a shot. Yeah, he's going to kick from outside 50. Few afters between Webb and Josh Arnold's down. Could have been something behind the play, don't know.
Jake Hines moved away from him pretty quickly.
Righto, he's winded in the solar plexus, as they say. Meanwhile, Mitch Walker, he's going to have a shot to put them within, what's this, 3 points?
Yep.
From outside 50, it's a high, long kick. The wind's dropped. The ball goes to the line. Tapped through, one behind. 11-10-76. Launceston 13-6-84.
23-minute mark.
23 minutes gone. Jake Hines kicks to himself. Comes right out here towards the boundary. Harper over the top, flies. Staying down Glenorchy. It's Bester. Inside 50. It only goes as far as Jamison House. So Jamo House comes down, looks for Harper, finds him under pressure. Defensive 50. Oh, not a great kick. He's kicked it to Gunther, up in front of Thorpe. Back of the pack. Well done, Glenorchy there. Chris McKnight. House gives it to Hodge. Hodge over the top. Finds Rushton. Rushton running, the little man. Finds Pulfreman, who's been quiet today, Pulfreman. Apart from the third quarter when all Launceston players were up and about, finds Thorpe on the lead, short, and takes the mark. Mitch Thorpe, it's going to be a tough kick. He's going to kick from outside 50. We're right in line with it. It's going to be against a slight breeze. So we thought Thorpe might have been injured today in this last quarter. Pinched the nerve in the outside of the knee. Went off, had a look. Come back on. Did the superstar forward. He's kicked 2 today. 62 for the season, Mitch Thorpe. Come across from Devonport. The Twos boys have swapped ends, Foz. They're up behind the goals, the lads. Thorpe, deliberate approach. It's going to have to be a good kick. He's getting close to the man on the mark. He swings out to the right. Top of the square, looking for the left to right fade. And punch through Glenorchy. So Launceston, they move along to 13-7-85. Glenorchy, 11-10-76.
And looks like North Launceston are home at Lauderdale. 22 minutes gone, 22-point lead.
9 points, Clarence.
As the kick, beautiful kick out of fullback. Alec Wright gets rid of his opponent, then drops the mark. Callan Dudley, he's got a runner on the outside. Here they go, the Pies.
Walker.
It's Mitch Walker. Kicks inside 50. Jay Bowden up against Harper. Bowden. Oh, he drops the mark. Harper dives in after the ball. It's a one-on-one. Harper off the ground. Important contest. Releases to Tyrrell. Tyrrell short kick. To the advantage now of Dakin on the far side. Dakin off the ground. They're just getting territory, the Blues. Poffriman the same. He tries to kick it out of mid-air. Can't do so. Near the boundary line. The Pies take it and kick it back to half forward, out of bounds on the full.
It's hard to be critical of Jay Bowden because he's such a brilliant player in Tassie footy, but he actually took his eye off the ball. He went too far. All he had to do was hit up at Walker, but I think he thought it was going to be a little bit deeper, and then just took his eye off the footy when it comes. So well done, JB Harper. Didn't give up in the contest, and that could have been a goal that put them within one.
And taking a contest, there's one on the far side now. Time the enemy a bit now of the Pies. It's 26 minutes gone. And at the moment, the live ladder puts the Magpies in second, the Blues in third, the Roos in fourth, and the Southern Bombers in fifth. So anticipate a double header next Saturday. We'll find out about times and details very soon. Jack Rushton kicks it towards the centre. Probably wasn't a great option. Luxa Fortune with a bounce. Might fall now to Tyrrell. He kicks it straight away for territory. Kicks it towards the boundary line. It probably won't go over. It's rolling end to end. It might even stop this ball. Picked up now by Casey Brown. Goes short looking for Thorpe. Waits to kick well. Harrison Gunther. What a fantastic effort across the front. Been a great game of footy, this one. Magnificent individual highlights. Lots of swings. Changes of momentum. And sets it up for a fantastic final series starting next Saturday. Looking forward to it. Front position. Taken there by, is that Hodge? Yep. He's tackled to the ground.
It's a great final series, Foz, but there's a team on top of the ladder called the Northern Bombers that could just spoil everyone's party because I just think they're too good.
We'll have to wait and see as Callan Daly takes it. He's at half back. Releases the handball now to Webb. Webb kicks for space. First there will be Hines. He might want it to go over the boundary line. He makes sure it does. As Jay Bowden was in close attention. 27 3/4 minutes. It's 2 kicks the difference, 9 points. We're wrapping up pretty quickly here after the final siren. We'll get some reports from the boys down south. And then we're off to the Tornadoes. Grand final as Rushton round the corner. Can't take the mark there was Joseph. Gunther, good game, can't take it either. Salter to McKnight. Over the top. Look away handball. It's all over. At Windsor Park, a fascinating contest. Players are exhausted, out on their feet, as you can see. But the final score is Launceston 13-7-85 have defeated Glenorchy 11-10-76. So that cements second place now for the Pies. They got within that 50-point margin after it looked in danger there at three-quarter time. But they're in second, Launceston in third, and it looks like the Roos will probably finish fourth, and the Southern Bombers in fifth. Macca, the goal kickers.
Yes, Foz, for Launceston, it was the little speedy Jack Rushton. He got 3, and it was 2 to Thorpe, Harper and Brendan Taylor, and singles to Jake Hines, Hamish Leadham, Chase Jones, and the sole goal kicker for them in the last quarter was Casey Brown. For Glenorchy, it was 2 goals to Clinton French and James Webb, and singles to Will Atkin, Daniel Joseph, Harry Parker, Mitch Walker, Adam Roberts, Jay Bowden and Bailey Bester.
Maxie, what a great game of footy.
Been a really, really exciting game, Dave, and like you two expert commentators were saying a moment ago, it's looking forward to a really good final series. But like Macca said, the
Northern Bombers?
Northern Bombers could spoil everybody's party, but you could throw a blanket across the other 3 or 4 on any given day.
Yeah. That's going to be the go. So who's going to get there?
Yeah, it's going to be, at this stage, who's going to front up to play their best footy to make it over the line to take on the Bombers.
A bit like the AFL, isn't it? In Richmond, Max, like they seem, a few lengths in front of the rest, and who's going to be the fight for second. But, it had some swings and roundabouts this game, Dave Moore, didn't it? And we were up to 41 points at one stage. You had the spreadsheet out. You were trying to see what was going on. And then Glenorchy went bang, bang, bang. And what did they kick in the last? They kicked 5 goals in the last. If that last ball had been taken by Jay Bowden with about 4.5, 5 minutes to go, who knows what this game could have ended up like.
Okay, 29 minutes to 5, and we'll be on air for about another 8 minutes or so. We've got Anthony Osborne now down at Lauderdale. And Anthony, North Launceston looks like they've shown their class in the last quarter.
Yeah, absolutely, Dave. If we didn't know it already, this North Launceston side just proved how good they are. They are actually down early on in the final term, trailing by a couple of points, and then kicked the final 6 goals of the game to record a 17-12, 114 to 11-13, 79 win. So if we didn't know already, this North Launceston side is seriously good.
Fantastic, mate. And just the goal kickers there?
Yeah, absolutely. So for the Northern Bombers, Carlton Wadley bobbed up with 3 goals, Brad Cox-Goodyear 3, and the other major goal kickers, Tom Bennett with 2, Bart McCulloch with 2, Jack Event with 2, and Ben Simpson as well. For the Lauderdale Bombers, 2 each for Tim Mosquito, Jacob Gilby, and Thor Boscott. Southern Bombers will take plenty out of the game, but North Launceston just rubber stamping the fact that they're the team to beat this season.
Now, quickly, mate, while we got you, we're anticipating a double header next week.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that'll all be organised after the dust settles on today, but it looks like that most likely will be the fact with the way the results have gone today. So plenty to look forward to in the opening weekend of finals action.
Thanks, Anthony. We've got to get down to the boundary line, but thanks for being with us on City Park Radio.
No worries at all. Pleasure, guys. Love you.
Okay, so, sorry, I cut Anthony off a bit early there, but I think we might have Booney down on the boundary line with assistant coach Darren Geard, so we'll just look forward to that. And Booney, we got you down there.
G'day, Dave. Yeah, I got Darren Geard with me. So, Darren, on the way over, we're just talking a little bit about momentum in sport and what an amazing thing it is. How did you see the second half there?
Yeah, that last quarter was very nerve-wracking. And as I said, momentum sort of swings and swung their way, and we had to try and hang on. So, yeah, glad to get the win.
Yeah, I guess being a good, close, tight game like that is a good lead into finals. It was sort of like finals footy, wasn't it, that second half?
Exactly, yeah. So, we're obviously up against them next week, more than likely, I would say, at Launceston Arena. So, yeah, look, a good rehearsal for finals. Now we sort of prepare ourselves for next week.
And any injury concerns? I didn't notice anything, but anyone that you picked up there?
No, I don't think so. So, obviously we had a couple of guys go out today. So Dylan Riley possibly be a chance next week. So, yeah, look, we'll just see how it plays out. I think, general soreness, I think, is the term they use nowadays. So, yeah, we'll just manage that during the week.
Great, thanks, Darren. Thanks for your time and all the best for next week.
Thanks, Booney, for your efforts today down on the boundary. Very much appreciated. Thanks to Darren Geard for his time. And the final score here was 13-7-85. Launceston Glenorchy 11-10-76. We've got one more game to check on, and it was an exciting contest down there at Launceston Arena too between the Clarence Roos and the Tigers. We've got Ryan Rosendale now down at Belrive. Ryan, has the final siren sounded?
Yeah, Dave, the final siren's just sounded, and Clarence have walked away despite a challenge like that last term. They've walked away 22-point winners here at Launceston Arena.
And looks like the Tigers got within a couple of goals there in the last quarter.
Yeah, got to I think within 8 points, probably 15 minutes into that last quarter, but then a Trent Hope goal at the 23-minute mark stretched it out to 15 before Jared Harper kicked another one late in the last quarter, and they walked away eventual winners 5-13, 103 to 12-9, 81. But yeah, bit of a challenge in the last quarter, but I think the class of Clarence just shone through in the end.
Goal kickers, mate?
The goal kickers, yeah, for Clarence we had Jeremy Weberly finish with 3, Jason Bailey finished with 2, and then we had singles to Keegan Wiley, Jared Harper, Chris Neild, Brady Jones, Ryan Bailey, Trent Stanton, James Brenner, Alex Silva, Daniel Reamers and Trent Hope. And for the Tigers, we had 3 goals each to Tyler Carter and Mitch Carter, 2 goals each to Luke Graham and Will Campbell, and 1 goal each to Hugh Johnson and Connor Bryant.
Cheers, mate. And it sets up a fantastic elimination final next week. The 2 Eastern Shore rivals.
Yeah, it sets up a huge one. I think it's Clarence and Lauderdale at Launceston Arena in an elimination final. So obviously a very, very big rivalry has developed over the years between the 2 Eastern Shore rivals. And yeah, I can't think of really a better game to be at next week than Clarence and Lauderdale in an elimination final, which no doubt will be very heated. But yeah, both sides obviously wanting not to dump out in that first week of finals. So I expect a very good game next weekend.
Thanks, Ryan, and thanks, mate, for your round-the-ground reports during the year. They've been fantastic.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it, mate. Cheers.
No worries. That's Ryan Rosendale down there at Belrive. Macca, you got something for us? Whoop.
Yeah, I got pretty good mail, Foz, that it will be a double-header next week. Looks like 3 o'clock, Glenorchy Launceston.
Yep.
And 6 o'clock, Clarence Lauderdale.
Okay.
Come from head office.
Head office, okay. So Chris back in the studio.
Unconfirmed, of course,
You've
but
heard it first there, so
still a bit to go.
So 3 o'clock. Look, we'll farewell our stream viewers now, and thank you very much for being with us. And we'll just repeat the final score before we go. 13-7-85, Launceston, Glenorchy 11-10-76. Bye for now for our stream viewers. And continue on for another